I hope this also updates the page because the last team names were still on there. Hello everybody, how are you all doing tonight? I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. And you may have noticed, I'm talking in English when both of our teams are French Canadian tonight. There is a reason for that, and I will let that reason introduce herself.
Hello. My name is Giraffe, aka Jenna. Wow, it's been a while since I've casted
It's been a
with
while.
you. Yes, it
Yeah.
has been a while. Probably around 6 months is what it's been the last time I've actually casted in general. So I'm glad to be back. I'm really excited for tonight's match. You can take this one for me.
Yep, and I just realized that your audio level is somewhat low, so if you could somehow, make your mic louder, that'd be great for me.
Is this good?
Oh yeah, that's
Is
gonna
any
be.
better?
Yeah, oh yeah, that is. I mean, you do have the screen share, right? So you should see like the audio levels. I tried to have our voices in the yellow, and the game just barely not peak barely not make it to the yellow. And yeah, I'm being told I have to update our stream title. I didn't do that either. Wow, it has been hectic. The team players, the team captains, are getting their map and links as we speak. And I'll send you also a spectator link. So this way, Discord, I guess, which I had shut down, thinking this was the reason for our technical issues. So yeah, the players will be doing their map ban basically right now, or you know what, this screen share should be good enough, I guess. And yeah, let's update our stream name because those last two teams are no longer playing, and those last two teams were Mishmash and Polar Pandas. Yeah, now we have OnlyFans versus
Thirsty Bastards Gaming.
Yep, there you go. One of the players is currently tapping up a message for me, so I don't know. Yes, you guys may start map banning. It looks like they were absolutely ready to do so. So Consta and Coastline have just flown out the window. And before we started, you said that you would like to see maybe Theme Park be played tonight. You want to elaborate on that?
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
he says he's made an error. Uh-oh.
Well, while Hans is figuring that out, I'll kind of explain my obsession with theme park. I actually like theme park for a multitude of reasons. First and foremost, being that theme park has a lot of vertical capabilities as well as horizontal capabilities. Now, what I mean by this is that there are a lot of ways to attack an objective. There are a lot of ways for the attackers to attack the objective, which means that it, statistically speaking, makes it a lot more evened out. I think is what you were saying. It makes it very easy for the attackers to win as well as the defender. So it doesn't just come down to it being, oh, get angry at it because, oh, this is such a defense-sided map. No, it actually comes down to skill level, how a team plays together, and most importantly, how the individuals play. So I'm really excited to see Theme Park if we can see it tonight.
So real quick, you may have seen that the map and it hasn't been updated on the stream because you have to refresh the page, and that maybe might be one of these the few flaws that this new version of map ban has. But OnlyFans, they did a misclick on their first ban. They didn't want to actually ban Consulate, so we're going to be starting from scratch, starting anew. Nothing too much has been lost. And with the 3 minutes delay, I don't believe they have yet heard us talk about about Theme Park, and therefore, us mentioning these maps here and there shouldn't have too big of an influence on them. But I'm going to be curious here. In a sense, Thirsty Bastards more or less did tip their hand in the sense that they don't want to be playing Coastline, and OnlyFans might use that to their advantage, while of course keeping it in mind, but not banning Consulate because that's like the initial reason for the mix-up. So yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. So
It's been a while.
they actually might want to, right? That means they might want to play Consulate. Then if it was a misclick, that means they might want to keep Consulate and have it be played tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what are your opinions on Consulate? I'll throw the question back at you.
So Consulate is like the last map in the current competitive meta, or in the current competitive map pool, which is original from the launch of the game and has not been updated. So Clubhouse went through a rework. Our not theme park, Kofidis went through a rework as well. So Cons really is the last OG old school map, and I really like that because the newer maps are made with a different, I want to say, fashion or trend in mind. It is very rare to have a window directly on bomb site. There's a lot of small buffer rooms to prevent, for example, just an Amar rush or a Blackbeard repelling from murdering 3 players on OBJ directly. So Consulate really is one of those old school maps, which I really do enjoy, if not if for anything else, just for variety's sake.
Right, and going back on what you said, there is those repel opportunities for the attackers,
Yes.
which once again makes it a lot more evened out in the way that the attackers can play. It makes it more, how do I say, diversified, if you will. It gives them ways to look into the objective that gives you an automatic advantage over an unsuspecting defender, which it can be absolutely limitless to what they could do in console, which is why it has proved to be such a um, lasting map
Yeah.
over what, almost like what, 5 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, close to 6 now. Yeah, indeed. It
Yeah,
launched and it launched by the end of
6.
2015. We're not by the end of 2016, 2020. Yeah, 2016 was a few years ago. Yeah, so you're right. It has proven to be an extremely resilient map. To be fair, it is not as if every other map failed utterly. I mean, Clubhouse didn't change that much since the rework, right? They added construction, updated the basement area a little bit, and that's just about it. Kofidis is, a similar trend. They added another mezzanine, a new hatch, another staircase, and called it a day. It's good enough, so I'm not saying like they went easy or they were lazy on it. But the overall trend is Consulate was just that good right off the bat.
It was. And I think, again, we can go back to the fact that it's so, just for lack of a better word, even between both teams. I mean,
Yeah.
they did those reworks to, let's say, Clubhouse to make it more even out for the attackers, be able to give them a connection to the different parts of the top floor. I mean, that was absolutely huge for them. And then, I mean, it could be huge for the defenders as well. But
Yep. True.
I don't know. I don't know. It's I'm rusty. I'm rusty. I'd have to really think about it. But
So right now I do realize that the players aren't like banning. I'm trying to get in contact with them. They're online and everything, but when I probe, I'm not getting any responses. In the meantime, you guys know how we do things. When the map ban is going to be completed before, between or while the players join in the private lobby, we're going to be having a vote at the bottom of the screen. Who do you think is going to take the cake? Who are you rooting for? Just type !vote in chat, though it's not going to be displayed right now because map ban is still underway. It is something we're going to be jumping right into right after that. So this is me just updating the !vote command, and then I'm going to let you take the mic yet again because, yeah, I'm going to have to take a look with the players. Why are they not banning? I mean, I almost think that they didn't get the new link or something because I don't see why they would be waiting for almost at this point, I don't know, 5 minutes to do the first ban.
yeah. So, I mean, I don't really have too much experience with these teams, so I can't say much about them. Hans, obviously, it
Of course,
being
yeah.
his league, yeah, you have a lot more experience. Even though you are doing production, you do, yeah, I'm sure you have some to say about them. I don't know. I'm not sure. OnlyFans and Thirsty Bastards Gaming. I like what they did there with the ceiling fan.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think when I was skimming over their VOD for, I mean, for the, what, 10 minutes before we started this, I didn't really see anything that was too conclusive to how they play. I mean, I think I saw one team likes to lean on roaming and they play very aggressive, whereas the other team, and I only saw the other team on attacking. I think it was OnlyFans on attacking. Um, OnlyFans can have an issue, especially if provoked, which is definitely conflicting with the whole aggressive thing on Thirsty Bastards Gaming, is that they can be a little bit passive, OnlyFans. So they're definitely gonna have to work their way around, maybe adapt during the game to find their niche, to find out, hey, I mean, what can we do to make this more efficient, to not be bottlenecked in a specific area, and to push through, get to the objective, make the plan, kill all the players, do whatever you need to do to win that round.
Yep.
And its simplicity, I guess. If I were to go more in depth, we'd have to be in the map, we'd have to be able to analyze what's in front of our faces. But these are completely new teams to me, so I don't know how they play. All I can do is comment on their actual actions, which is going to be a little bit hard to analyze, but I'll do my best.
So at this point, I'm just confused. It's almost as if they're expecting the other team to ban first or something. But the one team, Thirsty Bastards, they're respawning. OnlyFans, I just get radio silence. Yeah, so sorry. It looks like I'm struggling here just to get a response by the players.
Oh, in question, for you and potentially the viewers, is my mic quality okay? Is my mic
Oh,
quality...
yeah. It's really good. Yep.
Okay. Because, I've actually been investing in getting a new mic. I was thinking about the, what was it? Logitech G Pro. I mean, it's got an alright mic quality, but I heard the sound quality on it's good.
So yeah, I guess I can keep you guys in the loop of what's happening right now, because might as well, instead of just me typing on the second screen where you guys don't see what's happening. Plus, at some point, hey, your mic sounds really good, but I guess you're more or less running out of things to say.
Right.
So the way the Gilded works is like the team captains will be in a chat to schedule the match, but for some reason, as long as they haven't selected the lineup that's going to be playing in this very match, the regular players are not in the lobby. So the captains, almost behind closed doors, are scheduling the match. And it looks like if I can't reach the captain, I'm going to be trying to poke, the players. And the one didn't know they were playing tonight. So...
Oh.
Yeah, and they are... Yeah, and they thought it was tomorrow. Like it looks like they were a bit confused, I guess. Because...
That's gonna set us back, huh?
It is gonna set us back a little. And yeah, so, like, I sent a screenshot snippet of, like, the conversation. Hey, Friday, what time's good for you? 7:30, sounds good. So, that kind of the last part where they just schedule the time proper. The player says, wait, what? Give me 2 minutes. And then the captain responds, and I guess the player can talk to the captain. The captain says, wait.
Well, that's an oversight.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, don't know what to say to that. It's kind of...
Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna be letting the other team know. Okay, so at this point, I guess there's not too much point. There's no point in, like, staying in this UI proper, because we're talking just to try to keep it entertaining. But the thing is, ultimately, we're talking out of our butts and trying to just, play for time. But it looks like we're going to be needing a bit more of those precious minutes to figure things out. So I'll kick us in a be right back screen, but I don't know how long it's going to take before we actually come back. So, I mean, feel free to go grab a bowl of popcorn or pop in a quick match, because at this point, to be honest, I don't even know if the match is going to happen tonight at all. I hope it does, but that's the vibe I'm getting. So, hey, don't go anywhere, but also feel free to not stay too close either. I know it sounds counterproductive, but hey, have a nice few minutes. We'll be back whenever we can.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Position compromised. Attackers dropped the diffuser.
And we're back. Yeah, I didn't expect this to last this short, but the match is going to happen, and I'm glad that the timeout was, or the downtime was fairly low or fairly quick. So that all around is a piece of good news. Also, McDonald's partnership. I mean, if you want, I gotta say, Zappy Mash TV. I like the energy you bring into the stream, because as like we were maybe down a little and we were not sure if the match was going to happen, your kind of energy really was a fun energy to have, by our sides. So map ban has been going slowly but surely forward while we were map banning, while the other team were like looking into having their players log in on an emergency time frame. And yeah, do you want to comment on the map ban? Because yeah, it's more of an afterthought rather than as it happens. But I mean, it's still worth mentioning, I think.
It is worth mentioning. I think that this is, being that these are the maps that we are going to be playing tonight. So yeah, obviously you can see up on the little display that Hans has got, we've got Consulate Villa in Oregon that we're going to play. I believe Consulate was OnlyFans. That was their decision. And then,
yes.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Villa was, the Thirsty Bastards gaming decision.
Yep.
So Consulate's going to be our first map. That's going to be a doozy. So Consulate is the only vanilla map, me and Hans were saying, only vanilla map that has not been changed at all. In the entire map pool, not just in the maps that we're playing. Which is, honestly insane, isn't it? Consulate is the only lasting map that has proved a test of time, to say the least. And I guess you could say that is because Consulate is a map that is both attacker and defended side in its own way. Generally maps are at its core defender side of the game itself is technically defender sided, if you want to say that, but Consulate brings it that spin that gives attackers advantage on a lot of different scenarios in the game. You have repelling opportunities, you have very long hallways that the attackers can take advantage of. You got vertical opportunities. It's endless. It's truly endless. So I think that this first map is going to be huge in determining, which team is actually going to take the lead on the second map. Being that this is probably going to be the most evened out match, even though it was OnlyFans' decision to do this. So I'm guessing they're a little bit more comfortable with Consulate, which could also be telling. I believe you said OnlyFans was the winner for last season's
correct
competition, right?
Yeah, so they're defending their title.
They are defending their title against Thirsty Bastards Gaming. And
correct.
They're back from, I believe, a break is what you said as well, right?
Yeah.
So they're back from a break. And once again, what I saw from their VODs, just skimming it, is not conclusive to how they actually play. So I can't really analyze them and talk about them as a team, for I haven't actually seen them play yet. So this is going to be all new for me. This is going to be something that is an experience, a new experience. But do you have anything that you could say about these teams? Any prior knowledge?
Not too much. So in a sense, I am managing like 16 teams at once. So if the one doesn't really pop up or really stands out, it kind of gets lost in the crowd. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just like the sheer volume, right? Not to steal their thunder, but for example, 2 days ago rather, Mishmash, they had a new player that they were like trying out on comp, and the guy was just going crazy. He was top fragging everything. And so like they really stood out as being a really good team that is likely going to make it into the playoffs. Actually, I don't see a way how they would not make it to the playoffs at this point, since there's only one more week before we head into the playoffs. So here, of course, OnlyFans did inflict their only loss onto Mishmash Gaming, who were third in our tournament season last season. Thirsty Bastards, like you said, they come out of a break. We haven't seen them in a while. They were a pretty prevalent team before, but due to the break, like they kind of just they were forgotten, right? And now they're back, and I believe I haven't seen too many other games, so this is why like they don't come to my mind first and that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, they're definitely a good team. And the interesting thing is that these two teams know each other. Both teams are French Canadian, and we're just a tight-knit community in the sense that everything else in North America speaks either English or in Spanish if you want to go down to Mexico, and therefore being a closer community, a smaller community, like almost a rural town, everybody knows everybody, and it makes the matches a bit more personal. So this can also have an impact more than just scouting out. If you actively know who you're playing against, that can really, really alter the dynamic of the match, if not just in the mechanical style, but also on the human scale.
Wow.
That was my tirade.
Yeah, that was a tirade and a half. You kind of left me speechless there. I don't know what to talk about right now. No, but all theatrics, all preconceived notions aside about these teams, and especially all map analyzing taken away from this, I think this is going to be a pretty good match. I think that we're in for a barn burner because obviously TBG and OnlyFans, they have not gone against each other before, so we have no prior experience with these teams. As well as that, OnlyFans has won the last season, but they did lose against MMG. And from what I saw, skimming over that exact VOD, as luck would have it, I saw that OnlyFans was lacking in the way that they attacked a lot. MMG got a lot of rounds out of them from just wasting their time. They played very passive on the attack. They were giving up really easy deaths to simple things like runouts, to not watching their corners, not watching their angles, not having drones, watching for intel. It's just simple things that mean the world by the end of the round. So if that's going to keep up, that theme is going to keep up in Consulate, a map where it can be huge for that type of intel, then yeah, we're definitely going to be in for a game.
I just want to interject one thing, and it's not that important, so I didn't jump in right away, but I know I'm doing a few things at once, and so I didn't pay too much attention, but if I heard correctly, you said OnlyFans lost to Mishmash, but it's actually the other way around.
Oh, it is? I thought you said they gave up their only loss to Mishmash.
It's the other way. So OnlyFans and Thirsty Bastards do have 5 victories, 0 defeats under their belts. This is the 6th week after all, right? And Mishmash have 4 victories, 1 defeat. Their only defeat is by the hands of OnlyFans.
Oh, you made it sound so different. It was a miscommunication.
Okay. Let me rephrase that. In a sense, so both teams are tied for first place, of course, right? In a sense, the team that loses tonight is going to be tied for 2nd place to Mishmash. And the interesting thing is, like, this is the second to last week of the main season, i.e. after this match, there's going to be only one other team any given team hasn't played against. Mishmash will be playing next week against Thirsty Bastards. So that's, say Thirsty Bastards lose tonight, that new tie would be broken, or even if OnlyFans lose tonight, they'll be tied against Mishmash, and then that tie could be broken this way. Or every single team could end up with like 5 victories and 1 defeat. That could also happen.
Okay, so looking at it, OnlyFans is the only not one of the only teams, but they have not lost.
Look at the screen share. Look at the screen share. Okay, here are the standings. This is Group B. This is Group B. I do believe there's a general consent. The pools were chosen by random, but I believe this pool is a bit rougher. That's the death pool, I believe.
Okay, so this is what it's saying. So that OnlyFans has 5 wins. Thirsty Bastard Gaming has 5 wins. So this is going to be a huge game. Either way,
correct.
This is going to be a huge game.
Either way, yeah.
It's gonna determine the first and the 2nd place standing, and it's most likely going to determine the winner as well of this competition. I mean, depending on, well, it is a very map dependent. So I won't say the winner, but I will say it's gonna determine how I'm not sure how you have like an invitational setup or like a specific competition setup.
So I mean, the playoffs are going to be in a double elimination format. Yeah, it's going to be double elim.
Okay.
So and the thing is, like the first, so top 4 of each group makes it to the playoffs. So it's going to be an 8 teams playoffs, and standing number 1 from Group A will play against standing number 4 from Group B. and then standing 2 from Group A plays against standing 3 from Group B. So it gets mishmashed. For example, only should like this current standing go into the playoffs right now, OF wouldn't play against LFO.
Hoo. It gets smashed. See, I see what you did there.
Okay, real quick. So I see that you guys have yet to vote. Who will take the cake? Who will win? Exclamation mark. Vote. Vote here to have your vote displayed on stream because I want to know which way the wind is blowing. I'm genuinely curious because both of these teams, if I was to, for example, compare them to Mishmash, a team which granted lost to OnlyFans, but still on a very similar level, the difference is OnlyFans, as Thirsty Bastards, as far as I can tell, they're just a group of friends playing competitively. Good competitive players, but they're just a roster, not a proper org. Whereas Mishmash, they have this support group around them. I don't even know if OnlyFans have a proper manager, coach, that kind of stuff. And that support system can come in handy, which is kind of surprising in the sense that the better established, quote unquote, better established team has been defeated by more or less just the POG team. So that's the way I see it. For example, Thirsty Bastards don't even have a Twitter profile, don't even have a Twitter presence, which would be unheard of. For example, ESA, right? ESA's first team, it's always a proper org. So I guess it's a testament to how far you can go without having all this cloud around you.
I agree. So while Hans speaks his French in the game chat that I cannot understand, what else can we say about these two teams?
Not too much because we're going to be jumping right into it.
We are?
Yes, we are.
Everything aside, let's get into it.
Another small thing I do want to bring up because I know you've been away from the Siege community for a few months. So Echo did have a bug and he had to be banned, perma-banned because of the bug.
I remember that.
Yeah, it came back basically, but then it went away again. But in a sense, Echo is a new addition to the roster, or a new re-addition to the roster, if I can put it that way. All things considered, Thirsty Bastards banning an attacker first. It's a bit late to anticipate, so let's just talk about Thatcher a little.
Thatcher, that's an interesting one. Well, obviously, they want to take away the most direct form of, hard breach denial counter, which is going to be Thatcher. Thatcher is huge for that. He's got his little EMP grenades. That is, once again, the most direct way of taking away all of the gadgets surrounding those walls. And by walls, I mean garage wall, I mean hatches, basically anything that has a reinforcement on it. And then the second operator is a little bit interesting. Why don't you take that one away for us?
Yeah, so seeing as, was it Christo who, Christo, wow, so right here, this guy in chat said, hey, as if it was a target ban. So this kind of comes back to what I was talking about, the French-Canadian community being small and therefore close-knit. Okay, guys, please, no Russian in chat. Yeah. Please. It looks like spam. Yeah, so, sorry, that distraction put aside, Mira's gonna be the last ban, so they asked if Echo was allowed. He is, and yet they didn't ban him. So I guess they just wanted to know where they stand, not that they wanted to make sure to not face off against him. And yes, that Iana most definitely was a target ban, because Iana, though a very versatile operator, isn't exactly a good one, in my book at least. I mean, there's 10 drones on the attacking team. You do tend to run out of drones at the end of the round, granted, but at the end of the day, like, having the one hologram that you can use maybe 2 or 3 times a round is hardly going to make a significant difference. Like, 10 drones versus like 13 drones or similar objects shouldn't make a big difference, and the guns, I feel, are somewhat weak. Nades are useful, but it goes so far, you know?
I kind of have the opposite opinion. To play the devil's advocate here, I think Yana, she can decimate a team if she's played correctly. I mean, using her holographic clones, if you will, to her advantage, she can absolutely, I mean, basically walk in and, like I said, decimate an entire team if they're placed correctly. And especially on this objective, she proves to be extremely useful.
So if we were to talk about like this this run right here, we do see 2 plant denial operators. So that's going to be, of course, Echo and Maestro. No smoke, no, I don't know, Goyo. That would just be overkill at this point. So it definitely looks like Thirsty Bastards don't want the diffuser to get planted. And another unorthodox operator being brought to the table on the other side of this time around is going to be Amaru. And I don't want to say I'm surprised, but she's not going to be rappelling in, you know, through the first floor or something like that, first or second floor. Instead, walking, using her feet. That's such a non-Amaru thing to do.
It is, but I mean, maybe she's playing her ability to its advantage. Who knows?
Oh,
Who knows?
she's in now.
She might, yeah, she might have expected the enemy team to be playing on the top floor, although they could have surprised her by playing on bottom floor. However, you do have a Vigil. He is going to be sitting on top floor, as well as that Jaeger playing hooky, potentially, with the attackers. We're going to have to see how that one plays out.
It's really interesting because, you know, Sai has been spotted out, or they know he's there due to the impact nade obvious hole in the wall, or in the floor, should I say. And that's going to be a first blood. He just falls down, of course. He gets finished off immediately thereafter. Doesn't come to any surprise. But Ulrez has revealed his position. He's not at the top of the staircase, so I guess it was a refrag, more or less. The thing is, this is halting the push, right? Ceres was probing the OBJ. He was on yellow stairs, destroying bandit batteries and the like. But now he has to cancel out because they know there's an active threat above them. And if they don't do anything about that, you know, he's just going to come back down behind in their backs and shoot them that way. But at the same time, you know, time is running out. And they're not actively pushing to flush out the roamers, so this kind of puts OnlyFans in an awkward situation, I feel like.
It does put them in an awkward situation. They've lost a lot of key players in this push already, and the defense is, yep, they're closing in on them. You see, Ulra's got that triple kill. It's coming in and closing on the 4th for the first round. Gonna bag him a lot of kills immediately. Nomad pushing down, she gets shot. Are we going to see Alvarez coming in for the finish? We'll have to see. He seems to be back down.
No, he's back.
Yeah, he's back down to the bottom floor. He's playing it very close with this team. Good idea. But you already see that Nomad's at low health.
Yeah, that's kind of the real problem. Nomad's a support operator by definition, but when there's nobody else to support, you have to shoehorn yourself in an entry fragger role, and you could tell he was not too pleased about that. In a sense, he didn't try to rotate or probe another angle, so I guess that's on him to be predictable and to force himself through a choke point. But to play devil's advocate on my own argument, what else could he have done?
So, I guess it was just a lot of the attack being caught off guard. I mean, you have the Vigil that got taken away. I mean, you see the replay. Boom. He was capped down in the first actually minute or so of the round. He was taken away. And it seems like the attack had an inherent advantage, but automatically Kozak and Wiz goes down. Those are 2 key players, like I had said, Habana and Capitao. Habana obviously being big on the hard breach, Capitao being big on the supporting role. That's going to hinder your push automatically. So that already puts you at, what, a 3v4? So Jaeger coming in big with the play. It obviously was a refrag and a half on his part. And then they kind of got lost. It was already a lost round by the time those 2 deaths occurred. That's what you can really sum it up to.
Yeah, I mean, the opening picks, like the Roamers won the game. They
did.
OnlyFans just didn't know how to react to those odd positionings, right? I mean, having the impact nade exactly where Christo is standing right now, that's the kind of stuff you expect when the bomb site is actually in the main entrance, not when you're like 2 floors below, and then just that was compounded by Ulriz's. He was in the tellers. Once again, something you don't expect somewhere to be. It's easy to drone out, but you can't drone the entire map. It's not feasible, so you have to like pick the angles you want to drone, and they just didn't worry about that angle, and that, you know, ended up being a fatal mistake.
Not only that, but like I said, it seems like they're playing the exact way that I had suspected in the first place. OnlyFans didn't take the opportunity to put a drone at spots that needed to be put at, or kind of keep that intel in spots that could be taken advantage of by the defenders, and look what happened. The defenders did take advantage of that. But yeah, that's a really interesting spot.
It is. I
did
didn't
not
know
see that.
spot.
Yeah, I didn't know that spot on yellow stairs. That's already an advantage that the defender has on the attackers moving into yellow stairs.
Oh, he's alive. He kind of had to get out of there.
is.
Was that Capitan on the roof? Yeah, it was. Wiz almost getting the kill, barely not. But yeah, at this point, at the very least, top of what yellow stairs has been fleshed out, but the drone gets destroyed immediately. Not exactly sure if it was like an attacker frag or no impact nade has been tossed by the defenders. One thing is for sure, even though everybody is close to one another, no kill is going to happen just yet, as they're all in like a dead angle, even if they're almost like rubbing shoulders.
Bomb has been located.
Like right here, for example.
Right, yeah.
Oh, that
He
he's
can
droning.
jump out. Oh, and he got downed anyways. That's a kill. Already a 5v2 situation. The attack has this in the bag at this point. We can already assume that. Yep, the Echo's
Yeah.
gonna go down as well. 5v1. And there you have it. That is the Buck series, I believe, finishing off
Series,
the round
yeah.
for a flawless second round. Yeah, isn't that crazy? How the tables have turned.
Yeah.
Oh, how
I
the
mean,
turn have tables.
the interesting thing is, you know, OnlyFans were able to beat Thirsty Bastards worse than they themselves got beaten, right? It was a flawless round. It is so unfortunate that Crystal looked the wrong way. I mean, that run out should have been free. He was droning for crying out loud. But yeah, 3 kills happening in quick succession. What can you do from that point on? A 2v5 situation is intimidating. Yes, you can still technically come back from that, but let's be real, right? It was not going to happen. Not in this instance.
Right, and it's even harder to have to take control of an objective for the second time in a round.
Yeah.
So yeah, once the attack had control of the objective, it was basically over, and especially on top floor consulate, which is why, yeah, it seems like
Located by attackers.
Thirsty Bastards do not have the confidence to go top floor anymore, and with good
Yeah.
reason. I mean, yeah, it was a flawless round. We can definitely say that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just wondering, I guess, where did it all go wrong? I think there was a lot of tiny mistakes that kind of snowballed into one
Yeah.
big, like, problem, one big issue for Thirsty Bastards.
I agree.
Yeah, and I don't know, the way I was looking at it from your perspective, I couldn't really see. I think it was it was just the attackers won out their specific engagements. And
Yeah.
the defenders made mistakes where they got a little bit too aggressive. They might have misplayed a few engagements. Like that run out on Malusi, that was so unfortunate that we saw.
Yeah.
But it's just one of the examples, you know?
Yeah, I mean, for example, the run out of Melusi is the one kill we saw because 2 more happened in parallel. And it was a calculated risk, right? Somebody was droning. It should have been a free kill. He looked the wrong way. It happens. But I get why he did that, and I probably would have done the same thing if I was in his position, or in his situation, should I say. So I can't exactly blame him, but, you know, it is still a small mistake, which, like you said, just snowballed out of control. And that grenade could actually get a kill. Sai seems to have been spotted out, and he is going to make it out of there alive. But he's not forfeiting too much map control, and using that time to regroup and to ask Oliver for help.
Not too much map control, but enough map control for the attackers to already get a foothold into admin, which is, yep, definitely what's going to ensue. We already got Ash sitting in admin. She's taking a forward position on top floor. We already see as well on the west side, there's a few things going on. We got a repelling attacker, but Dio, I believe, the Ash, has already been capped. She got downed. Not quite sure by which defender. Obviously, that Nitro's not going to be successful, but you do have the Malusi sitting in a very forward spot. She gets 2 kills. No, 3 kills. And that's the 4th kill for a flawless round on side. That happened very quickly.
It did. It was, yeah.
I know, I did not expect that.
And I
happened
mean,
very quickly.
that's a flawless round, but it goes the other way around. This time, Thirsty Bastard inflicting a flawless round. So I guess, I mean, 3 rounds, it's still a fairly small margin or sample size. So I wouldn't make too many definite assessments based off of that. But one thing I do, I can say with certainty is that so far we didn't see a close round. It was either entirely going one way or the other. Neither team is just going to lose 7-0, that's for sure. But it feels like we're not going to have like these tense 1v1 situations with the diffuser planted and, you know, 17 seconds left on the clock. So Yeah, I don't know what to think of that because both teams seem to be tied, but the rounds aren't, you know?
Right, the rounds aren't. I think, looking at this, and honestly, anybody correct me if I'm wrong, but the way I'm looking at this, it seems like the defense is able to excel at bottlenecking the attack. When the attack puts all of their players in one specific spot on the map, the defense has a wonderful time. I mean, a great time just easily cornering them in specific spots and outplaying the area. You can obviously see, I think it was Sai, right? Or is that a correct? Yeah, Sai.
Side, yeah.
Yep, he's playing the Vigil this round. He's playing Malusi last round. He absolutely outplayed, single-handedly outplayed the enemy team. That should not happen, one way or another. That speaks a lot on the other team's communication, and not trying to be negative in any way, but it truly does. You can see what kind of situation they're going through right now, what's going through their heads. I just would have to wonder that. But either way, if the attack, however, on the other end of the attack, OnlyFans is able to mount up an attack and able to get a foothold in a specific part of the map, they easily can win the round. It just depends on how much can the defense give before they get up and say, hey, we need to stop this. This is a big push that's mounting, and it can easily be dealt with or easily be countered.
That's very interesting because it's a, you know, I don't believe it's what you were going for, but you exactly described what happened last round. You know, Sai falling back, giving the foothold into open space, or admin, should I say. OnlyFans felt comfortable. They came in, and then he just got the triple, not in rapid succession, but you know, 3 kills in total. Thing is, this time around, they're doing the same thing as the very first round, and it makes them predictable, right? Attackers knew off the bat Sai was going to be there, and he gets one but gets refragged immediately thereafter. You know, Ulriz also has been fleshed out pretty quickly because, you know, his position was not unknown and was accounted for this time around, you know, leaving us with a 3v4 situation, which this time around would favor OnlyFans. The good piece of news, though, is that both the Planting Isle operators are still up. You know, of course, the Evil Eyes and the Yokai drones would become utterly useless if either of these operators were to die.
Right, there was a lot less collateral in that engagement there. And this time around, Sai was actually taken away from the round, which is absolutely huge for the attacker. So now that he doesn't have any more effect on the round, they can go ahead and move forward with their push. They're already getting a lot of damage done. However, the respawn from, I believe, Christo, is that the correct pronunciation?
Yeah,
Christo.
yeah.
Either way, it was a great nitro. That already takes out the sledge, a big factor in the destruction and the vertical play of Piano.
Yeah, soft destruction capabilities
Yep.
being severely limited to 2 breaching charges, basically. That's not too much. But, you know, main wall has been opened up, and that opens up a lot of possibilities. But that's the thing, right? Evil Eye cameras, one is zapping at the drone but not hitting, and the other Yokai drones are going to be a major nuisance as, you know, slowly but surely, there's only 40 seconds remaining on the clock. And 3v3 situation would seem, you know, 50-50, but I see no smoke. I see, you know, no smoke canisters. I see no operator that could actually support a plant, you know, Montang or Gridlock or what would you. So it is going to be a tough sell to get the diffuser planted, and of course, kills can also alter the way things are going.
Right, and this is the perfect time for Thirsty Bastards to take control of the objective once more, play a little bit more aggressively. They know that they can get away with this type of thing. Now it's already a 1v1 situation. It's a pistol against Echo, and he loses because Echo already has that SMG. He had it out, and he was proning for him.
Yeah, that's, you know, that's the kind of round I was just saying we were unlikely to see, and I'm glad I got proven wrong because those moments, that's what Siege is all about, I gotta say. I mean, the beginning roaming games, it's just like an opening pick. It's just the opening of hostilities. But when you have this last second rush, it's all or nothing. You have to make it work no matter how disadvantaged you are. That's what I like to see.
Definitely. And I guess it goes back on the behavior of, well, and the skill level, of course, of Thirsty Bastards Gaming. I believe they are on, they are on the defense. It goes back to their behavior because even end round, they were able to play aggressive, and it just wasn't, OnlyFans couldn't keep up with it. They couldn't keep up with how they were losing so many players to these gunfights. They were just taking chances, and they were winning them. That's how it was. They were playing off of simple gunfights and encounters
Yeah.
that should not have been won, but they just outgunned them for that reason.
You're absolutely right. I mean, their strategy is not revolutionary or not too special in either way, right? It's just pure gun skill and aggressive roaming. Let's not keep too many people on OBJ because then you want to have, you know, your mobility and everything, and it just paid off. But that's the thing. At this point, it's the second time we're defending the top floor. So with any luck for OnlyFans, Thirsty Bastard's positioning and playstyle should be known at this point. So that could maybe throw a bit of a wrench to the idea of, well, you won before, let's just do it again. Though this is the only bomb site on which OnlyFans were able to win, and they won so bad, or Thirsty Bastards lost so bad, that they did not want to go there again on the next round. That was, you know, round number 3. They went in the main lobby, which is something I personally didn't expect.
Right, but it ended up working out for them so well. So hopefully this round will work out for them as well, putting us at a 4-1 lead. However, it is OnlyFans that they're going to actually try admin once more, even though they lost 2 times in a row at admin. I mean, somewhat lost. The first time they lost absolutely horribly. The second time it was a little bit of collateral, but they ultimately were able to gain control. However, TBG opens up our kill feed, Kozak's going down. And that's going to be Sledge. That's once again huge. I mean, every player is huge. It's a 5v5, but Sledge, I mean, he's huge for soft destruction. He's absolutely crazy. Potential gunfight going down already. We see some gunfire going in. Lots of pressure for Mozzie right here. They're definitely trying so hard, and time is getting wasted in the attempt to cap admin.
Yeah, I mean, he can't get out of there, right? He is pinned down and he knows it. So
but
he's
they're wasting so much resources, though.
Yeah,
that's what I have to say.
absolutely.
They're wasting so many, not bodies, but resources. That's the crazy part. Just in an attempt to, and he's not backing down either. He's not backing down one bit. He's holding his ground, and he knows he's wasting time, and I think that's what's getting to them at this point. We already see in, I believe, Pager? I forgot the call out for that. But either way,
it's
Mozzie goes down.
copy room.
Copy room. I'm thinking pager room. I don't know why. Okay,
Like
copy
there's
room.
a copying machine right about somewhere, and I don't know. I can't find it right now, but I mean, papers
it's-
all over the place. Copy room.
Either way, copy
Yeah.
room. Copy room. I'm sorry, I completely stole your thunder there.
No, you're good, you're good. So there's 1 minute remaining on the clock, and they have to mount a push with very limited utility, very limited resources, like you said. And, I mean, they did not erode or grind down the setup, right? Barbed wire, goo mines, reinforced walls. I mean, Cabana died in the process, so that's a moot point of the right now. So it is going to be an extremely, you know, choke pointy push they have to go through, which is not too comfortable and not too enjoyable if I was in their place, right?
Truthfully, definitely. In the comfortability part about it is most definitely going to be huge, because, oh boy, it's going to determine a lot for the rest of the round. Already a 2v4 situation. We have another attacker going down. Now a 1v4 with, yeah, Laugh. He got a little aggressive by the end there. He was done with being pinned down. Takes out the first Nomad who walked in, then he just runs in on the Ash, the unsuspecting Ash. Which is not a common sight, Ash unsuspecting with the R4C.
I mean, even just Ash being alive at the end of a round is
that's
mightily rare.
It is rare.
I gotta say, I mean, it might just be my gold brain looking at this and being amazed, but I do like their positioning. You know, one was at the top of the Visa stairs, one was on the balcony, and the other one was holding Long Desk. It was Ash by Long Desk, right? I don't believe that Dio was actively going to try to push through the Ash opening he made, you know, by the end of the wall right there. That would just have been a suicide rotate if he wanted to push into bomb site, but he did try at the very least to cut off rotations, and that was, I mean, considering how low on resources and how low on time they were, a good attempt, but they were just outmatched at the end of the day. And that gives us a 4-1 split for the 6th round. And that's important because if Thirsty Bastards were to win the next round, well, then we'd have a 5-1 scoreboard by the time their roll swap hits.
Right, and once again, this is the first time that Thirsty Bastards and OnlyFans are going up against each other. So this can prove to put Thirsty Bastards at the top of the leaderboards.
Yep, absolutely. So for those of you who just tuned in, I'm just going to rephrase that to make extra sure that you understand the gravity of this game. Both teams are tied for first place with 5 wins and 0 defeats. I mean, this is really a match to decide the seeding of the playoffs rather than they're disputing a spot in the playoffs in the first place. Both of these teams have had an extremely good or an extremely, promising main season. And just how promising is it going to be? That's what we're here to find out.
Right, in its essence, it's a little bit of a preview of the playoffs.
Yes, absolutely.
It really is. So, automatically getting into our round, we see a Finca. That's really interesting. That can denote a lot of things. First and foremost, I think it says something about the way they're trying to pace this round. Seems like they're going a little bit quicker in the way that they want to attack things, which is definitely good because OnlyFans have been bottlenecked in the past, especially in admin, which once again they are attempting. we have Sai sitting at the end of long desk. He's sitting right by the copy room doorway. A very common spot for him, which would be seated out quite quickly, but the attackers are taking a little bit of a different approach this time. They're going on first floor rather than attacking the windows of admin directly, which they still do have one attacker, but they don't have as much pressure there, which it could be very telling to how this round is going to go, but the only way we're going to see is physically seeing it with our eyes.
This
but
is a
4v5, right. 4v5 situation. Laugh grabs the first kill on Wiz, who was the Ash. Laugh's gonna get the second though on Sayers. And wow, a flurry of kills already. We see a 1v4 situation with OnlyFans at the mercy of Thirsty Bastards. In an unfortunate turn of events, we see a 1v3 already, but Echo does know the position of Nomad, which is going to be really hard for her to play the element of surprise at this point. A well-timed Echo Cam can mean the difference. Now, we already know as well that Nomad does not have the diffuser, which she's going to have to go grab it. And you can already see the defenders are kind of... They're going to try to protect it, right? I guess that's the whole thing. Laugh, he's sitting at the top of downstairs spiral, trying to get an upward position on Kozak.
Where's the drone?
Yep, and you already had that Echo Cam there, taking out the intel for the defenders, which can be huge for, once again, element of surprise. Kozak, though, he's still on top floor, only about 40 seconds left on the round. He may very well have to play this by a deathmatch rather than grabbing the diffuser. Who knows, though?
I mean, I guess he's just too afraid to go grab the diffuser, which is somewhat surprising to me. You mentioned they're going to try to hold on to that, but they did hold on to it remotely. Only yokai drones were there, and yet he got intimidated by just the sheer mental factor of knowing that he's in a 1v3 situation. And that really does give me deja vu vibes from the very first round, I want to say, where Nomad was forced into fraggle role because nobody else was alive, and it was just a lost cause. Here, it was not that bad or that bleak, but he just hesitated the round away, and that leaves us with a 1v2 situation, but the two rest players are not going to peek, and they knew he didn't have diffuser.
Yep. Puts Nomad in a really hard situation, being that she already didn't have the diffuser. It was a 1v4. It was wrong place, wrong time. That entire round is what it speaks to me. And again, once again, it's Thirsty Bastards taking control of the situation because they know that they can get away with being aggressive and not have any repercussions of it. They know that there's not going to be any refrags, there's not going to be any intel, because OnlyFans simply just did not play that way. I mean, they are not an intel-based team, they're more up in your face, we're going to take engagements, we're going to try to, communicate with each other, it seems, and right now it's just not working out for them. It's a 5-1 scoreline. The sides have flipped now, though, so hopefully we will be seeing a different outcome, being that they are on the defense. They're going to go top floor first, which is ultimately not surprising, right? It'd obviously be more of a surprise if they went first floor, if they went lobby. But either way, I do like how Malusi, that's a kind of a conversational point. I do like how Malusi is now a huge player in this comp. Tell me a little bit more about her,
I mean, I guess you would consider her as an annoying operator because it's not going to mess up your aim like a Zofia concussion would, right? But still, it makes a lot of noise, pins you down. It is basically akin to some sort of barbed wire. And I mean, the range is just about a tiny bit bigger because it is a dedicated gadget, but not that crazy huge, right? So at the end of the day, they are extremely annoying, But I do believe that statistically speaking, she's still a somewhat weak operator, which is why she got the MP5. You know, a few weeks ago, she did trade weapons with, was it Oryx? Oryx now has the K1, no, the T5 SMG. The name is called from Vigil or Legion rather. Wow, words are hard tonight. But the point is, she's annoying. Could have brought barbed wire, but this is now a dedicated gadget, so I guess it's a bit better. It makes more noise than barbed wire. The general use of the utility is still very much the same, though.
I see. Okay.
I mean, she's annoying, which is why she's picked. Don't get me wrong, but just like Jackal, you know, Jackal tagging somebody, tagging a foot doesn't always get the kill, but it's annoying as all heck, which is why he's always banned.
So it seems like there's a definite difference in the way that OnlyFans plays their defense versus how Thirsty Bastards play it. They definitely are Thirsty Bastards, meaning they definitely are a lot more comfortable with playing admin, which is why Thirsty Bastards in the flip side was able to take admin so quickly. They were essentially uncontested. There's no intel on them. There's really no way of knowing where they are at a specific time. So he's going to move right into the objective. Ulrus shuts down the standing defender sitting inside of the meeting. However, the response is going to be huge. Sayers gets 2. Another for Mozzie. That leaves us with 1 attacker on Thirsty Bastards team. Once again, they were ready.
Yeah.
They were ready. Ultimately, very ready. They were waiting. They were waiting for the refrag. I like that.
Yeah, this map.
They knew where they were, but they just weren't. They were just playing passively. They weren't playing as aggressively. They weren't responding. They weren't being proactive. They were being relatively reactive. So obviously you have the first collateral. It's going to be Ulrus, I think. It moves into the objective, grabs 1, but immediately responded.
Yeah,
It's going to be Mozzie picking up the first kill. You see Sayers going up. I believe the Teller stairs.
Yep.
Moving
Visa
up.
stairs.
Visa stairs, Teller stairs, whatever you want to call it.
I mean,
Moves up the stairs.
Now that we're mentioning them, I did read the compass and it says service stairs. I've never called them that, so
Yeah. I don't know. Service stairs, whatever. Either way, gets a forward advantage on the attackers. And while Melusi was playing originally passively, it's the way that she was able to capitalize on the attackers. So, and it kind of upsets me. It kind of makes me uneasy about that. The way she was able to capitalize upon their lack of intel. It's almost like the roles were reversed. It's almost like OnlyFans was attacking and Thirsty Bastards was on defense.
Yeah.
It's like the same exact thing happening.
10 seconds.
So here, I am going to just bring up something that the chat actually noticed, and I guess it makes total sense. You couldn't know it because, I mean, you never saw these teams before, but out of the OnlyFans roster, only 2 players would be usual OnlyFans players. So has there been a scheduled, you know, team roster change that was planned for, or were they just like scrambling to find whoever they could to play the match on time tonight? Because once again, they were a bit confused as to the starting, not time, but date of the match, which caused them to panic right before the match actually started. And what I'm trying to say, or where I'm going at, is if you have different players, you can absolutely expect to have different playstyles or habits, which could maybe go a long way into explaining why, you know, what you saw from them before watching the VODs, trying to get a sense for what they or how they tick, as to why, you know, that doesn't seem to be the same players, or that doesn't seem to be the same playstyle being displayed tonight. Well, it's because it's literally not the same players.
Okay, well, let's move into the round, shall we? Thirsty Bastards are already attempting to move into the building. They are pulling out the ace for this one. Already opened up garage, which is an interesting sight to see. That's only about 1 minute down, and the garage has been opened up. Now, I guess the next move for them is to actually get into the objective, which they have a lot of time to do so. Our first kill from side, but they have a lot of time to do so. But it's just how effectively will they use their time? I guess that's the biggest question that we have to ask as casters during this round. How will they use their time? How are they going to manage it? And will they be able to win those encounters? will they be able to get in good positions to plant the bomb, play deathmatch, do whatever you need to do to win the round.
Yeah, so many unknowns, so many factors that could come into play. One thing's for sure, I don't see Wiz being fleshed out anytime soon. He has an ADS, he has the smoke grenades. That frag is not going to be the end of him, and he can always just drop down the hatch. It would be some amount of utility then lost. Kozak getting a nice kill. That grenade will be the end of him, but still, he played for time a heck of a lot, and I guess Saras could maybe still feel comfortable to run up the stairs and to start a roaming game of his own. He seems to be doing just that as we speak. Kozak also falling back, relying on the evil eyes, and basically just wanting to keep his person alive, which in an immediate sense only leaves us with Cade, to defend the bomb site prepper. Oh, that could maybe destroy the evil eye. I would rather not blow it up if I was Cade. I would not take that chance. Plus, the default cam is still intact. So that means then teammates can tell whenever the attackers are either coming down the yellow stairs or coming in through the garage opening. That specific intel can be huge. And Stairs is also doing his thing. And I don't think he's been identified. That's a free kill for him. You should have had a drone, should have had a claymore. 2v3 situation. The tables kind of have turned here.
Most definitely have turned. About 10 seconds left on the clock. Sayers gets a double kill. 3v1 situation, and it gets shut down by the defenders. In the same exact fashion as last round. And with the same exact player. Malusi. Oh my gosh.
Yep, absolutely.
It's like a replay of the round, just a different site.
Yeah,
that's
you're
absolutely insane.
Right.
That's actually insane.
The kind of dynamic this creates is extremely interesting because it kind of creates an all or nothing situation. If Malusi Saras is the top fragger, eventually, Thirsty Bastards will realize, okay, Malusi is always roaming. We gotta figure her out. We gotta flush her out. Create a 5v1 situation, isolate him just like Matsu was isolated in admin, a few rounds ago. And if he dies, cut off the head and the body will fall. That's kind of the situation that seems to be unfolding, because without his actions on this round or the last, the victory would still have been a very hard sell. I could have seen OnlyFans win this very last round without Saras, but the one before wasn't that guaranteed.
Right, and I mean, I guess it just begs the question, does the player make the team or does the team make the player? Yeah, it's a very complex food for thought.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a very, very complex idea to think about. But either way, I think it was a great round for OnlyFans to play out, and I think it was a great attempt at Thirsty Bastards play. It's just Sayers. He's gonna have to be dealt with one point or another.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing Pulse this round, so it still is the same relative. He's actually playing a player that's more suited for his supposed play style. Get a lot of intel during the round. Late round, you come back for the clutch, you get the flank, boom, you win the round for your team. He's done that twice in a row now. And once again, it speaks a lot on the intel that Thirsty Bastards is getting. How are they getting snuck up on so easily in very direct spots too?
You're entirely right, because I mean, look, for example, Laugh. He's playing with Nomad, and Nomad has been on the board for since the role swap basically, and so I never heard one of the air tabs go off except after the final kill cam, because he was messing around for the last round there. Claymores, well, Alres has size using the smoke canisters. That's fair, I guess. But I have yet to see one Claymore be placed down by Thirsty Bastards ever since they started attacking. So you're right. How are they getting snuck on? And why is it still happening if it cost them 2 rounds at this point? I most dearly hope for their sake that they're going to realize that and that they're going to react accordingly.
Right. It's an interesting trend, and a trend that I hope personally that gets shut down. But we'll have to see as this round plays out. Once again, now Dio is going to pick up a kill that's opening our kill feed for the round. 5v4. Laugh's going to get taken down, but a response and another frag on its way. 3v3 already, so seems like a lot of players have been taken out of the game already. 4 to be exact. We have Mai, Jaeger, Nomad, and Zofia down. Zofia and Nomad being big supportive operators for Thirsty Bastards, and for OnlyFans, they still do have Upstairs, which has been the saving grace of their team for the past 2 rounds. So let's hope he stays alive, gets the intel, gets the pulse scans for their team, keeps them going. He obviously seems like he's mounting something. He's
scheming.
thinking, yeah, he's scheming. He's definitely scheming, but I guess we're just gonna have to wait it out. Have
I mean,
patience with the round.
that's what he's good at, right? Waiting till the
Right.
last second and
He
then,
has
you know.
such good patience.
Yes, exactly. Like, I would just be sitting here, if I was in his shoes right now, I would be sitting here thinking, hey, I'm not contributing to the team. I should actually try to get a firefight, prevent
Right.
them from, you know, walking down the stairs, for example. It was going to be doing right here. But no, he's just going to stay as the hidden ace. And oh, right here, isn't he firing? No, Christo's losing a bit of health. That's Wiz. I'm not sure exactly who Christo was losing health to, but he dies to Sarah's hand, who lost roughly half his health, leaving us with Sai, last player alive. Diffuser is on bomb sites, but it's going to be a hard sell. Kozak goes down. That was Echo. Huge pick, but the default cam is still up, and I don't think he realizes that. Natural Cell through the hatch is going to get the kill.
Oh, that's a tough way to go.
Yeah.
Most definitely a tough way to go. Now, there are a lot of complexities in this round. I think I can once again say that it was firefights lost. It was, once again, the predictable positioning of the attack team. It was the predictable positioning of the defense team. It was the refrags. It was whatever you want to call it that led to the attack losing so many players in such a quick succession, as you would put it. I mean, I'm looking at the replays right now, and I'm just trying to get a sense of what truly happened. It happened all so quickly.
10 seconds remaining.
It's kind of like a house of cards, right? The one kill happened, and everything tumbled out of control from there because the tiny advantage that OnlyFans had was enough to be used to its fullest potential to get in one other kill and another, and it just, you know, snowballed out from that point on. Because at the end of the round, you know, it's not those tense 1v1 situations. That drone is caught between two pests. It even makes it out of there alive. When Mozzie shoots drones. Dio, I believe you deserve to be mildly humiliated for that one because, yeah, you're supposed to be popping heads. Come on.
He knew he was screwed. He knew he was screwed on the stairs.
Yeah.
That's so
kinda
sad.
funny. Yeah. So OnlyFans' second defense of the top floor, but it's slightly different from last time. I mean, the lower part of the wall wasn't blown open the very first time around. It seems like a lot of resources went into open space. This time it's just not going to be the case. Is it actually like an open room? I mean, Thirsty Bastards could just funnel in through there and have a solid foothold on the building itself. Saris could toss one nitro cell to the ceiling, but it only does so much, you know. Plus, it looks like he's going to be pushed from, well, in a face-to-face fashion.
Well,
Yeah,
in
he's
effect, it
playing with
doesn't.
fire.
Right. In effect, it doesn't really seem like it's all about getting in admin. It seems like it's all about what they do after they get into admin.
Correct.
Because so far, admin has been an easy take. It's been a really easy pitch for the attack to get in. It's just what's been the variable here has been how they take long desk, how they take meeting, how they take everything above, below, and around admin. If that's what you want to call it. It has just been so different every round, and I'm excited to see how it plays out, but I'm also really nervous for the attack right now. Thirsty Bastards, it's 4-5, so if they win one more round as the attack, they already get put into match point, which puts even more pressure on OnlyFans to perform. I just gotta see how this plays out. We see first kill of the round going on to Laugh. That's Sophia, once again huge. She seems like the opportune player to get taken out every single round at the beginning.
Yeah.
I feel
You're
bad.
right.
I feel really bad.
Well, he's
But-
been first entry. That's like the risks of that come
It
with the
is.
job.
It is. It
So-
most definitely is.
I gotta say, it looks like OnlyFans' is either roam or extended hold buffer to protect the bomb site fell apart pretty quickly as, you know, attackers are coming into bomb site, not doing much other than dying, but still. Plus, Saris, who's likely to die right now. No, he is not going to die as a result, and that's a huge kill. I was going to mention how low on health he is since the very beginning of the round, but that's gonna be a second kill for him! I thought he was going to die when time for him comes to, you know, shine, basically, because, well, the clutch is harder to pull off when you're down to 20 HP. But no, he still delivered. So hey, congratulations. And yes, Thirsty Bastards had an extremely swift initial, grip on the building itself. They were pushing into OBJ really early on, surprisingly so. It took them, like 45 seconds to a minute before they were up onto the bomb site. But then, the anchors were just so strong and they would not budge. So I guess, taking a foothold is only the first half. The second one failed utterly as far as Thirsty Bastards push is concerned.
Right, and we look at that replay right there, and we can see that Sarah's, we have to consider Sarah's. He was in a very big power play position. Very powerful position from below. That is, I mean, technically when you are in vertical play from below, it can be a hard position to get out of when the other person is suspecting of your position. But that's the interesting point, is that the attackers weren't knowledgeable about Sarah's position, which made it all the more powerful for him to play out that engagement. Now, if the attackers were to if Thirsty Bastards were to have dealt with Sarah's, this could have been a very different outcome. If Sarah's would have played his positioning much differently on first floor, we would have seen a very different round. But I'm glad that he played last second and played with such great patience that he did, because in the end, I mean, it proved to be a very, very deadly, how do I put it? Deadly combination of patience and positioning.
Yeah, that's absolutely adequate. I mean, thing is, Cyrus has been doing the same thing round after round after round. I mean, he is on the front lines here, very literally, right? Being tagged by Jackal, being the first one to hold the main door, literally. And yet, he always makes it out there alive. Admittedly, he doesn't get those early picks, so he just finds him in a firefight and finds a way to outlive that situation. But he's just extremely present when he needs to be. And he knows when he can just rely on his teammates to hold on to OBJ, or, Wiz right here is going to be holding onto the top floor, thus making the attackers, plural, extremely, I want to say, hesitant about just having Sledge destroy the entire floor because there's a threat nearby that they can't allow to get distracted from.
Most definitely. And it maybe shouldn't be a threat to be distracted from, but a threat to take into consideration, and maybe to have a specific set of people deal with it, but a threat to not slow you down is the whole main point of it. Now, they are going to apply lots and lots of pressure to smoke, but we also have to remember that smoke could just easily, boom, drop right into the bottom floor.
Exactly.
So, yeah, exactly. So he's basically got a second wind of life that he can use to his advantage. He also has those smoke grenades, which are a very direct deterrent, and as well, Sarah's on his backside watching the 6. We saw that, but he gets tagged very, very heavily, attempting to go to the top floor. He's he's very pressured and ultimately dies. He falls to laugh, which he has effectively now been dealt with. That is huge for the attack, because now they have one less roamer to deal with. But then again, now they can put all of their effort into Wiz.
But I mean, Wiz is still going strong.
Right, but with 1 minute left, how much of an effort can they really put into it?
He still has one ADS device. He still... okay, well,
No.
I was going to say he still has one smoke canister left, but no. 2v2 situation...
Turn of events.
Yeah, turn of events. I mean, when Cyrus dies, the rest kind of tend to follow in a sense.
Oof.
The remaining defenders are 3 armors, 1 speed operator, so they can trade blows if nobody hits the head. But yeah, I mean, I don't see Maestro playing the cameras just yet because he's still too close to the enemies. So it looks like it's gonna get played with a gunfight.
Right, in a 2v2 situation, I mean, defense already at odds to win this out. Just like I said, Kozak picks up the double kill. That's a first kill, and Ace already getting damaged. She's below 25 health. All that Cade has to do is, like I said, yeah, peek it. All he's got to do, peek it and take the advantage. He's already got an immediate advantage, albeit, that Ace, that gun with Ace, I believe AK-12, right?
AK-12, yes.
AK-12 is a very powerful gun, but Kaid already had the advantage. He was above him. He, could play confidently in that situation. It was a 2v1, so he was dispensable. It was just, it was lost. It was lost by the time that Nomad went down. And it seems like both attacking teams when they're put in, let's say 2v2 situations, 1v1 situations, whatever it may be, they always seem to lose it. They always seem to fail or miss the mark when it comes to communication or whatever it may be. It doesn't seem like sometimes they're playing together. I mean, this time they had a lot of you could tell that they were moving with each other, and they had a lot of synergy. But it seems like a lot of the times though they're very lackluster. It's like always 1v1 situations that happen, or it's very individual plays that make the difference. Like Sayers, he's on the defense at this point.
By attackers.
He made the difference. He took down an entire team. Okay, and where was the attackers on it? Where were the refrags? You know, it seems like there's definitely some type of, and it's even more crucial, like I'd been saying, to wrap around to my first point. It's even more crucial in 2v2 situations. Where's the communication? I guess
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
there are fatal flaws, very big fatal flaws when it comes to gaining some type of intel or gaining the upward hand on the position of a roaming defender on both teams.
It feels to me like the refrag game has been somewhat weak from both teams when they were in attack. On defense, you know, things were going good, like you said, like communication and, you know, just the team cohesion as a whole seems to be falling apart more or less. I believe in my own perspective, I feel like Thirsty Bastards did have better refrag powers than their opponents. For example, just look at this right here, Wiz getting 2 kills and getting shut down immediately thereafter. Which is kind of surprising in a sense because now OnlyFans are winning, and that's, you know, the point I wanted to bring up. Thirsty Bastards, OnlyFans rather, they won 1 attack, you know, when they were attacking themselves, and now OnlyFans have won 5 rounds in a row, back to back to back. So, i.e., this is a match point situation. If the attackers can't get that one offensive win, it is going to be good round or good half for them. But it's the first time since ever that the diffuser has been planted, I believe.
Yeah, definitely one of the first times, if not the first time, that it's been planted. A 2v2 situation already. We're running right into it. It seems like the defenders have an inherent advantage going to this. A 2v1 situation already. Ulriz gets the kill. He's repelling right now, but will it beat Sayers or Ulriz? Sayers might have to jump out on this.
Didn't have time,
Plays it
though.
correctly. Will he jump out?
He has a nitro
have to
cell. That
see.
might be his last chance. He's out of time.
Potentially. Yeah, he most definitely is.
Nope, no, it is going to be an
No.
overtime situation.
Unfortunate. And this was the round where it really counted for them, which is
Yes.
absolutely amazing that Thirsty Bastards could come through and win it.
But look, oh, that was,
But it was
a
clutch.
disconnect. Okay, yeah. I heard like a ping in my mic and in my headset. It threw me off. I'm being pinged on Gilded. I'll have to take a look at this because as a tournament organizer, if the players have questions regarding the rules or anything, I have to be there. But look at how they won the attack. It was like the first rush proper that we've seen, you know, from the entire game, I believe. They came in through yellow, they just walked up the 1 flight of stairs, smoke, plant it, and watch it from the windows. It was pretty well coordinated, and in a sense, it really did short circuit, like except the whole roamer's positioning, all that good stuff. You had 1 or 2 players at the top floor. Of course, you had also Wiz in the garage area, got 2 kills, got shut down immediately after. But all around, I mean, the anchor playstyle is fairly weak because of that extended hold, and that created a weakness which Thirsty Bastards were successful in exploiting, in a sense.
Right. I agree with that. And they weren't expecting any of it. I guess I'm gonna have to pose the question here, and this is going back to my previous conversation that I had. Is it Consulate that is enabling the ability for the defense to play a lot more confidently, to make frags with no repercussions, i.e., refragging, countering, whatever it may be, or is it the team dynamic that enables that?
It is an interesting point you're bringing up, and I mean, like you said, it's not the first time you brought it up. But one thing is for sure, this map is defense-sided, not crazy defense-sided. I believe, like, for example, Bank was worse, which might go a long way into explaining why it's no longer in the competitive map pool, but I digress. This map is also fairly roamer oriented. Like on some other maps you would want to have everybody on bomb site because roaming is just a death sentence. Think for example Clubhouse, right? It's very easy to shut down a roamer on that map. So yeah, it's a map that is really versatile. Whatever you want to do, you probably can do it if you're good at that playstyle. It will likely be viable, which is why, I mean, anything is possible. And like we're seeing, different play styles win round, they round after round. Slow push, pushing slowly is the only way OnlyFans want an attack. Pushing aggressively with the roam is how Thirsty Bastards got it. Roaming or anchoring, Thirsty Bastards won a lot of rounds by anchoring as well, right? Saras is extremely prevalent by OnlyFans, but Thirsty Bastards, though they had their roamers, their anchors also were a force to be reckoned with.
Right, and I think the truth of it is knowing when to roam, when to play aggressive, and when to take advantage of the situation you're presented with.
Yes, correct.
That's the secret to it all, right? That's definitely the secret to it all. But we're going to be seeing Psy repelling. This is actually one of the first instances that we've seen Thirsty Bastards, I believe, on the attack. And correct me if I'm wrong, repelling. Or Psy, at least.
Well, I mean, they always repel when they want to come in through admin, but that's something totally different.
Right, but I mean, on the west side of the building,
you're right,
I'll say that.
I mean, Blackbeard, with a Nomad to cover the runouts. Never seen that before, and I don't see why we didn't see it before. Wow, wars are hard. But the thing is, it cuts off so many good rotation angles. Think, for example, where Wiz is crouched right now. It is a really good presence to be had, right? The shield was there for a reason after all. But that situation will be shut down extremely easily. If you had somebody repelling like Psy tried, that didn't work out too good for him. But somebody like a Blackbeard could have been more insistent on that repel. But they just elected not to bring him along. And now they're in bomb sites.
Truthfully, but we do have Sars sitting in a very potentially powerful situation. He is being watched, though. Yep, like a hawk from the sledge who picks up the kill on him. It's already a 1v3 situation. Wiz is going to have to do it all to win it all, but with a 3-man already sitting in meeting, it's going to be a hard pitch, and it was. And that is exactly why the attack won that. So it seems like this is the one time where admin comes into play, like, positively, I mean, for the attack. This is like the one time where they just don't immediately get shut down going into admin.
Yes,
admin
absolutely.
Late round is meta. Admin late round, I guess, is meta.
Furthermore, I mean, Thirsty Bastards needed 5 rounds to win their first offensive point. And now they won 2 in a row. So, I mean, looking at the 5 first rounds that we got, I didn't expect them to win another one right after that. Compounding the fact that this map is crazy defense-sided, them winning, this 1 point on overtime, on attack, I'm repeating myself, but I want to drill this home, might just have given them a victory. They have to win 1 easy, almost granted defense if you look at the historical data.
And, I mean, who's gonna win against Malusi? Let's be real here.
Yep.
No, but yeah, I completely agree with your point. Even though they're interestingly on first floor, which I'm not sure what they have open to them. I haven't been paying attention to rounds and what they've been able to, what sites they have open to them. But either way, I mean, going first floor, personally, especially in this climate, would not be my first choice.
Oh, definitely.
And I'm surprised why they chose it. I guess, it could be the factor, surprise, element of surprise. It could be relatively anything that we're looking at. Maybe they feel more confident on it. Maybe they feel stronger on it. Maybe they have a good record on it. But one thing that's even more surprising is now the presence of a thermite instead of an ace. Isn't that something? I'm sure the attack expected the defense to go garage.
Yeah, and I mean, in a sense, it seems to be consistent with Thirsty Bastards because on their very first defense, they went garage, whereas the top floor would be more or less expected, right? Top floor is, in my personal beliefs, the primary bomb site of this map. And yet they went, in the basement first, and now since we're in overtime and it's basically a new first defense, they're once again trying to throw OnlyFans off guard. But like you kind of implied, them going on a weaker bomb site, and then just for the sake of the surprise, might also hurt them a little. Is the trade or the ratio favorable to the defense of Thirsty Bastards? I am not sure, but OnlyFans seem to be very, very cautious. For example, that rappel is not one you see too often, and they really do want to cut off. For example, that laugh, Maestro losing some health. I just hope for your sake you're not going to be losing too much more of those precious hit points, because keeping yourself alive to deny a plant might be extremely important. And no, he's just too late on that. The cam got shut down or something, but they lost so many players in getting the diffuser planted. Oh, this could actually turn around. The plant was extremely sneaky, but what followed was just disastrous.
Indeed, it's already a 2v3 situation. Maestro trying to get a hand on the attackers. You already have another defender attempting the swap, but it's a 1v2. It's a 1v2, but it's a 1v0 now, because it was the Nomad that came into play that granted OnlyFans the round win. Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh my god.
You rarely see these kinds of plays.
That was a clutch.
Well, I just stand corrected. The map is crazy defense sided, except if you're on overtime. I don't know what you think anymore. I mean, yeah, it could go either way.
I'm speechless from that.
So why?
I'm speechless. I really expected the defense to win that out. I mean, even when the attack was playing really far passive angles, the defense still could have won that out. It was a 4v2.
Yeah, it was a 4v2.
That was a 4v2. Wow.
I mean, attackers were outside, so that really does go a long way to negate that numerical disadvantage, because of course ARs do have the longer range, ACOGs plus defenders get tagged when they go outside, so that was really a tough sell. But it really only was thanks to the air jab that Saras was able to get that, in a sense, triple kill. And totally, he actually got the ace, so you gotta congratulate him where credit is due. But I gotta confess, I didn't exactly witness or pay attention to the first few kills that happened there, because I was just focused on the sneaky plans.
I know, it was, whew. I'm just still speechless about that entire round. I have no words. I have no words to analyze that whole thing. The defense was completely dumbfounded, so am I. Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, how did they even plant? There was no smoke cover. It was entirely due to Saras' rappel that he was able to cut off the rotation, and it just so happened that no defender was by spiral staircase, I guess, because it was still extremely risky what they did.
Right. You would expect that a defender, even using their two eyes, would be able to see the attack walking in, but I guess not. There must have been some mix-up.
Yeah, like just to add on to that, where were the UIs? That's what they're supposed to be doing.
I don't know. I just don't know what to say about that. Let's get into this round though. Let's talk about this round. First floor has already been capped by the attackers. That's a really good start to the round. We don't see really any pressure from the defense, which is kind of surprising. It seems like OnlyFans, they're definitely playing this slow. They're playing passive. However, the kill feed's already gonna get open up. Sai moving into admin. He was the sneaky devil. Gets the kill on Saras. Saras, by the way, if you are new to this stream, has been a huge defining force in the win of OnlyFans in their round. And mind you, this is overtime. So, anything goes, whatever gets you a leg up. And Saras, obviously, has shown to give, statistically at least, has shown to give OnlyFans a leg up in every single defense they do, Malusi specifically. But how big of an effect that death will have on the defense, only time can tell. Now, we see a lot of pressure coming from, vertically we mean, coming from the first floor, lobby, piano, whatever you want to call it. That's going to be huge for cutting off rotations, for pressuring the defense to do something stupid, and ultimately either get a kill or get killed, and that is the Jaeger picking up a kill on Lav Zofia. That is your immediately frag operator. Immediate frag operator is your direct firefight operators. We see Dio get a double kill. 3v3 already. I got choked up there for a second.
Yeah, there's a yokai drone in the yellow stairs. I think that made the entire
Really?
difference. Yeah, that got Dio his 2 kills.
I
and
didn't even
he's-
see that.
Yeah, and those are the 2 only kills that happened this round for OnlyFans. Also, let me just compound that. Sarah's was an extremely important driving force for OnlyFans. So losing to him, I was maybe starting to lose hope. You heard me say round over, right? But the thing is, the attackers on Thirsty Bastards putting a lot of pressure on bomb site. Oh, he's gonna go with the shotgun. Disrespect. Kozak was. It's not too late. He could maybe even do it. 7 seconds. He has 2. Oh! They gotta kill him now. They gotta find Kozak, because if not, there you go. Drone.
Oh no.
You are out of time.
Wow. What can I say?
That's like the equivalent of a C9. Oh. Oh.
Amazing match. Amazing match!
Oh, amazing match. That was a barn burner. That was more of a barn burner than I expected.
I told you, both these teams tied for first place. It can
18
only
and
be
9.
amazing.
18 and 9
Yes.
Sarah's. Sarah's 18 and 9 in lieu of losing because of a deficit of a vital player to their team. We see OnlyFans taking the win. Taking the win from the Echo play in a 1v2 clutch situation. A lot of these rounds have been very close rounds. Like, interestingly enough, we saw it at the first part of the game that it was, you know, an all or nothing type of round. It was either a 5v0, a 4v0, whatever you want to call it. Very decisive rounds. And then by the end, we see, I think a lot of the stamina from the players was starting to get burnt out. We see that there are a lot more closer rounds. You know, situations have already been played out. So we see the attacking and defending team knowing, you know, how to play this out, how to outplay the other team. Just to kind of rephrase it, it's absolutely insane. And because of that, we see all of these interesting scenarios, all of these interesting games, and leads us to an 8-7 win clutch situation for OnlyFans.
So we're gonna be going for a short 5 minutes break. Of course, players are entitled to take a breather because, yeah, my heart would be racing if I was on either of those teams. If I lost to a yokai, or even if I just like won thanks to a yokai. Yeah. But the other reason, a bit more pressing reason as to why I am going to be forcing a 5 minutes break when they decide not to take it, that's fine either way. There's another match starting in 5 minutes on another channel, on a community channel, and I just gotta announce it real quick. Because, of course, the other teams that are going to be playing also do deserve recognition. I do realize there is a bit of a risk of us diluting the viewer base and sending it to another channel. So, hey, numbers aren't everything, but yes. So it's going to be a match between 5Men's and Remake Esports, I believe. Remake, yeah.
5Men's Remark.
Yeah, I gotta show you this. I know I'm stealing like OnlyFans' thunder, but I mean, you may recognize the Clash from Six Invite, but like she's eating ice cream.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Yeah, I mean, the team logos this season are just all over the place. I mean, OnlyFans, right?
A ceiling fan.
This. yeah, exactly. I love to see the creativity, and it kind of gives me, what was it, Cool 4 vibes when you have like these, I mean, say Diamond, Pog teams. They don't care about their team name, team logo, but they're still crazy good players, and it kind of creates a dissonance as if they don't care. And yet they perform like crazy.
Right. Well, I will take that 5-minute break if we can take it.
That's perfect.
I'll be going off and getting some water. I've talked too much for one night already. Jeez. This was a really great game though. I really enjoyed this game.
It was. I mean, that's the kind of thing I believe you may have forgotten since since you didn't cast for a few months. Always bring a bottle of water when you're casting. I
I
have.
know.
I don't have two with me right now, but I still have the one, which is still fairly full, surprisingly enough. But yeah, it was an amazing match. And just like the players do take your break, I believe you are entirely entitled to it because the casting job you did was phenomenal. So take your break. I'll be managing the stream, and yeah, try to be back around like 9:30.
I shall.
Perfect.
All right, I'll be back.
Are they currently tied? So yeah, I'm so sorry for like stealing OnlyFans' thunder. I don't want to be like ignoring their victory or not analyzing that, but I also have to prepare this other match. So if I go into that's group A standings, remake and 5 men's. Okay, so 5 men's could make it to the playoffs if they win this round. Unfortunately, remake. All right, let me just rephrase that in a different way. Five men's could make it into the playoffs. And then the Twitch channel was, give me half a second, freezing right here. And there we go. Okay. So, this match right here. Kozak, okay, so Kozak is from this, you know, let me just open up the stream this way. I think it's going to be easier instead of having me like turn my neck around every single time. You were saying, pétition pour nommer la OnlyFans OnlyManx. It's up to you. Je sais pas c'est qui le Echo Player, mais il est quand même cute. Kozak. Coquino Gunner, faut improviser avec les subs. Je joue avec 3 subs, c'est trop fort, nouvelle strat. Right, good job, sirs, good job, you did well. Je sais pas c'est quoi l'écho, yes, pétition, oui, GG, décoller Swiss, juste toi idiot du main roster, ouais, ben à moitié. Kozak, yes, Wizzy Tourist, Big Throw. Yo, what the fuck, look, community vote. Yeah, community votes, you guys went the wrong way, but hey, Sarah's. You guys can still vote if you want, huh? You can shift the vote a little bit. You know what? I am now quite curious regarding that community vote. How many people have voted? Oh, 3 to 3. Okay. It should then update in a few moments, I suppose. Yeah, there you have it. But no. Oh gosh. Okay, so that is adding that link or showing the link once more. I mean, you guys can already see it here, so I guess it's just a matter of time before the community vote updates again, but this time around to favor Thirsty Bastards even more. Or am I? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay, so also that little tweet is getting retweeted. Awesome. Oh no, he just followed. Okay. Let me just also add the link maybe to Gilded right here, since we have a few more moments in the hashtag stream announcements. And you can simply go into, and it's 5 men's versus esports. We're going to 3 esports and 5 men's. Same message because I don't really care. On.
All right.
And you are back.
I am.
Freezing channel. This way, if they win, 5 men's can make it into the playoffs. Watch here. Also, just at stream notification, post this. And yeah, so it is just about time to start the game again. So, yeah, so I guess the timing was just about perfect.
Beautiful.
One thing I do want to just take note. Our second map of the night is going to be Villa, and Thirsty Bastards attack
C'est pas
first.
supposé être Villa?
Yes, let me just update the map. So Sarah's saying the last player didn't like leave voluntarily or anything. Like his game properly crashed, so he's just gonna restart and then come back up. It's not like changing roster or him having to go to the grocery stores to feed his kids. By the way, wait, real quick, I just have to not get distracted. OnlyFans on the one side, the other team is Thirsty Bastards. Yeah. A second map is Villa A's, and what I wanted to talk about initially, I believe you didn't see it because of course you don't read or speak French, and most of the chat was probably not here at this point an hour ago. But as you may know, OnlyFans, they thought the match was tomorrow, so they were going to basically not show up until like I messaged them, hey, you got to play like now, and then they came in panicking, which is why they have a certain amount of sub players on their team. And somebody in chat said something along the lines of, well, I hope they didn't forget their kids, you know, on by the babysitter or in the kindergarten when they came running to their computers, something along those lines. And I just found that funny. So yeah, maybe now that we're in between two matches, they just realized, oh shoot, I gotta go get my kid from the I gotta pick my kid up from the kindergarten. Joking, obviously, but that's not what should be happening here with like the one OnlyFans player missing. Yeah.
Okay.
Tirade.
Tirade.
Yes. Talking out of my butt to fill the time to occupy the time.
Let's talk about Villa though. Villa's
Yeah.
a really interesting map. It's been a really long time since I talk about Villa. So correct me if I'm wrong, but Villa obviously has 3 fours. I know that. And it gives the defenders a unique advantage. A unique, not necessarily advantage, but a unique route. A unique route to play. They can choose to utilize all 3 floors or unique options. Lots of options. Yeah. I'll say that. It gives them options with all 3 floors that they can utilize to play. They can use roamers, and we know Thirsty Bastards are really good at roaming. We know they are roam heavy, so they can utilize all 3 of those floors to outplay OnlyFans, which is what they have done.
Yes.
We know that we know that Sayers on OnlyFans is great at using his patience, at using his time. So I'm going to assume that he is either going to, at one point during the game, is either going to go somewhere like library, kitchen, or downstairs, all the way like wine cellar.
Yeah. So
easily.
That's interesting because like the wine cellar or basement room, I totally get what you say, right? 3 floors, 3 staircases per floor. So on paper, crazy roaming opportunities. But in practice, like I rarely see a roamer go all the way to the basement to do something there, or you know, just to wait or to buy this time like Sarah was doing on the previous map, right? So as far as my logic goes, I totally agree with you. But as far as my memory or my actual witnessing of the games is concerned, I rarely see like those basement floor firefights to flush out a room or to keep him pinned down, you know?
Right, which is why the bottom floor can be used so sparingly yet effectively. Because obviously once the bottom floor roam has been understood, has been utilized by the defense, the attack is going to know. The attack is obviously going to know where they came from. So after 1 or 2 times, they can't use it again, but it's still so effective because it gives you that advantage. It gives you the element of surprise when you're doing that late round flank. Ooh, when you're doing that late round flank, especially Sayers, he knows how to hold his patience. He knows how to hold himself in Villa. And he's gonna pose a unique threat.
I'm sorry, the players are talking in game chat, and this is distracting to me.
Yeah, I can't hear it very well. I can't hear everything else. It's really loud.
Yeah.
I gotta turn it down.
So yeah, I'm just gonna be talking in French with the guys in game chat. Ouais, donc en théorie, quand une game est commencée puis une game, on fait référence à un BO3, pas une map, là, le roster est statique pour cette game-là. En ce qui me concerne personnellement, s'il y a une team que ça ne dérange pas, tu sais, moi, pour que la partie ait lieu, je suis prêt à ce qu'on fasse des entorses au règlement. Si ça ne dérange pas, parce que c'est Thirsty Bastards.
Ça ne dérange pas, là.
Il était parti où l'autre là?
Fait que c'est ça. Si Thirsty Bastards autorise, comme genre, parce que c'est Max joue.
No.
So the thing is, like, the one player left, and another one joined in. He is on the roster, but as you may know, like, you can't swap players like mid-match. Match, I'm referring to the best of 3, not the
C'est
single
encore
match.
là,
Right?
c'était à 7h30, ça startait à 8h30, man.
So
Puis on
that's
attend encore.
the issue right now. I'm receiving gilded
I see.
messages by someone. Rule 3.4. They're saying rule 3.4. Let me look it up real quick just to make sure. Because I go by what I wrote down the rule book. That's another kind of special, unique cases that you don't know by heart. Rule 3.4. Tournament rules. Wait.
Oh, 3.4,
3.4. Yeah. 3.4. I'm just going to bring it up here. 3.4. 3.
Change of players. The team can change players previously registered on the team file. It is not here to take mercenaries between each map and each match. Any player who starts a map must complete it.
Okay, got it. Yes.
Oui. I just spilled water everywhere.
Yes, I'm just gonna talk real quick with the players again. Ouais, fait que Thirsty Bastard, je suis désolé, j'avais dit que c'était correct ou que tu sais que ce serait pas le cas, mais finalement, je connais pas mon règlement par cœur, puis on se fie sur ce qui est écrit sur papier. Fait que le moment que Max est inscrit dans le roster sur Gilded, il est éligible pour rentrer dans le game après la map, comme c'est le cas ici. So OnlyFans, you guys were ready? Thirsty Bastards ready as well, right?
No, t'as peu.
Okay. Sarah's saying, anyway, it's the Pro League rule. Yeah, my rule book is very, very heavily inspired by the Pro League rule set. Just saying, it is, competitive is competitive. So yeah, just let me know when you're ready.
I am ready.
Yeah, I was talking to the players in game chat. I suppose you realize that, because that would be... Yeah, I guess I have to make sure you're ready as well.
No, I'm not ready.
Oh.
Just
well.
just because you took, you took away my entitlement. I'm not ready anymore. So we can't start. I'm sorry.
Well, the players are saying we can't start either. So, well, Thirsty Bastard in that instance. So, I guess.
Well, let's talk about Villa then. Let's talk more about Villa.
Wow. Wait, just give me a second. That community vote.
Whoa.
Went
and yet
went
they have
far.
a point. And yet OnlyFans has a point.
Yes, that's the thing. Like
That's
Sarah
really
said
weird.
in chat earlier, like, recount the vote. It's rigged.
Yeah,
Definitely
recount the vote.
not.
Oh my god.
Definitely not. I'm making a reference to something.
Oh.
Good luck, have fun.
Yeah.
TBG, ATK first.
Can you share your political views on Twitch? Is that a thing?
I believe yes. There are like just chatting channels that just chat about politics. And I mean, you can. The internet is a really, really potentially toxic environment. So you have to be either careful. Like if we were just to start talking about like politics right now, people would not be too happy about that, because that's not what we're here tonight. But I mean, if you expressly say, "Hey, we're discussing politics," or I don't see why, say, an independent like news show couldn't live stream on Twitch, just like some others live stream on YouTube,
Well, I just know that there's like this whole Twitch has these weird rules with copywriting and music and stuff, so I can only imagine that they would do the same like
rules.
weird rule set with, with like politics and amendment stuff. But again, you aren't from America either, so you guys run under slightly different rules. I know you guys are you guys like socialists?
So One thing is for sure, as far as Twitch like terms of service goes, it's the same worldwide, right? They're not gonna have different
True.
rules. I mean, if I was to take an extra obvious example, nudity is banned on Twitch, right? It would make no sense to allow it on the one country so that then viewers from another country where it's banned can then enjoy that kind of content, you know? And that's an interesting conversation we were having. But one thing I gotta say is...
It's not the right time.
It's not the right time because there's a player missing.
No!
So I was hoping he would like reconnect before the beginning of the round. But I'm not going to ask if they want to rehost because that would be like influencing them or suggesting them. I have to remain neutral. But if you ask for one, of course, they're entitled to a rehost. So far...
Well, in the meantime... Let's talk about the bans. We got a Thatcher.
Yeah, we're a bit late on that front, aren't
Maverick.
we?
Yeah. Thatcher, Maverick, Valk, Mira ban. Now, the one ban that stands out to me is Maverick. Out of all of them,
yes,
Valkyrie, Mira, and Thatcher are really logical and straightforward. Being that Valkyrie, if Valkyrie does steam out of place for you, it is simply because Villa has a lot of those nooks and crannies in the map, and
absolutely,
there's simply a lot of places where Valkyrie cams can be skillfully, masterfully hidden, if you would like to say it that way, in tiny little spots. So I'm not surprised that they banned Valkyrie. I'm not surprised that they banned Mira, and I'm definitely not surprised that they banned Thatcher. The one thing that I am slightly surprised about is Maverick, that being the second attacker ban. It's just because it is not normal to universal meta. Like but it can be normal for this specific map meta, being that Maverick is really good on reinforcements. He's really good on taking away those pesky hard breach. What am I trying to say? A hard breach.
Well, he's in the sense like these hard breach counters, bandit,
mute. Yes,
yeah,
counters. Thank you.
There you go.
Exactly, hard breach counters. The point is that he's great for reinforcements. He's great for taking them out, and he goes beyond the hard breach counters, which is absolutely huge. And right. I'm in this route. I'm not surprised that he is being taken away from the game.
One thing that I do find kind of surprising, though, is that this map is not exactly hard breach heavy. I mean, it is quite rare that you think, oh, if this one reinforced wall was to open up, we would succeed in the attack. I mean, for example, look at this bomb site. It is still present, right? If you want to push in from the study balcony, you can.
It's present, and it can be used to the attacker's advantage. I have to play devil's advocate on that one.
It is present, but it's not too heavy compared to some other maps. I mean, think about Garage Wall on...
True.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
But it still is very, very present. Extremely present. And it's still something that has to be considered. And I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by it. Not one bit. Now, Highway. Highway is going to be taken advantage of by the attackers already. I mean, we know north side of the building is a big point of contesting power for the attack side. If we want to play words. But... point is that the attack is going to take they're going to take the whole area of statue. They take the whole area of library. Jesus, Jaeger already coming in with the 2-man on the flank. That's huge from OnlyFans. Absolutely huge.
Yeah. I mean, Dio being down, it's effectively I was gonna say a 3v2, but now a 3v1, which could be brought back up to a 3v4. No, even a team kill. Oh, come on, Saris. I guess he didn't need it, but I mean, come on.
Wow.
It didn't change. It didn't matter in the greater scheme of things. But wow, let's just hope that we don't see too many team kills in at a critical junction, because that could throw around if you're not careful.
Do you speak in Minecraft enchantment table? He's speaking terms and conditions. He's speaking terms and conditions.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
really
guess.
funny.
Yeah, I mean, so Thirsty Bastards, they were a bit peeved because they had to wait for the beginning of the game, and now they had to wait a bit more because, I mean, the one player had left and then Max stepped in, and that also caused some friction. So I guess that tensions are, well, nobody's like flat out insulting each other, but still, tensions are a tad high right now. And I guess I see where like this kind of added chat is coming from, because we didn't have like these. I'm gonna see useless messages in chat, you know, back in the sweat.
Wow, that is looking at that replay. That's huge for Dio to get that. I'm surprised that there wasn't anything, especially with it being Villa. You know, Consulate is different because you can put bodies on specific spots in. I mean, Consulate is even still relatively the same thing. You still have to have flank drones. You still have to have that forward intel protecting you. Otherwise, situations like this are going to happen. It truly is no different. I mean, stairway versus long hallway. It's the same exact idea that we are not seeing any flank drones, any of that intel that is so paramount, to say the least, for any type of attack. If you want to keep a foothold anywhere, and especially coming from the north side of the building, something that is usually contested, they had to have seen that coming. Because it's like, why is the defense playing so passively in statue, in trophy?
Yeah.
And then they realize, oh, it's a big flank.
This map offers so many opportunities, right? You can come in through the master's bedroom. You can come in through that veranda right here, first floor run up, and any of the 3 staircases that you have.
It's a
There's
big
a few
map.
more balconies, exactly. So it really does put a lot of emphasis on the roamers to be able to accurately predict where the attackers are going to be coming from. If not, you're going to be ending up like Sarah's here. He's holding an angle, but nobody's pushing him. In essence, he is right now not exactly contributing to the team. He will come right up the stairs eventually, but in the meantime, you have 2 defenders on bomb side who are not exactly slowing down the attackers either. And what does that, you know, what kind of situation does that make? Well, what kind of situation does that create? Well, basically, you're letting the attackers walk up or, you know, move forward without slowing them down. And that could be disastrous in the long run.
It truthfully is, and especially for Thirsty Bastard to be a team that is slowly mounting a push. I mean, they have a gridlock now protecting them.
Yes.
They obviously learned from their previous mistakes. That's right there is that type of, you know, it's not exactly a flank drone, but it's something near it. It's something similar. That is a good alternative. But yeah, Sarah's dies. He died on the flank. That's an unfortunate situation. That already puts us at a 2v5 situation. Potentially 2v4, an engagement happens, but nothing to be availed from that. Now Ace is coming up on the flank for blue in bathroom. That could be absolutely huge, especially now with the 1v5. Wiz is going to have to deal with that flank from bathroom. We might be seeing it come to a head here. Wiz takes on 1. It's already a 1v4. The attack has a great foothold in the objective, and he gets taken out by a crossfire. That is Psy for the kill.
He was Jackal tagged too, so I mean, there was nothing. Yeah, there was nothing could have done at this point. Like, if there was a hatch running away and attempting the retake, would maybe have been a remote shot, but at the very least, he would have stayed alive in the immediate sense of the word. But that such as a possibility just did not exist in that instance. So yeah, he was doomed. It was a flawless run for Thirsty Bastards, and it kind of feels reminiscent of the beginning of the previous map on Consulate as well. You have like the one round that goes that goes entirely in the one team's favor. Then it's the polar opposite side. Thirsty Bastards Gaming getting a flawless round, and then eventually it's going to even out.
That was a very stereotypical push from the attack, but it worked so well. They set the pace for that round. I think that's the biggest statement we can make here. They set the pace for that round because they were able to keep it slow and methodical. And the reason why they were able to keep it slow and methodical is because they had players like Gridlock. They had their intel. They had everything locked down from the beginning.
Yes.
And when you have everything locked down from the beginning, you can set the pace. You have that ability to do that. It's so crazy how something so small like that makes the biggest difference. Now, I want to see in another attack round like that. It was absolutely huge for them.
Oh, that's... The electric claw is going to be stuck in the floor, and it is going to electrify the walls right there. Interesting and nifty. I gotta say though, like Ceres, what are they counting down for? Ceres kind of was low on situational awareness, I want to say, because he was in the main staircase. There was a lot of gridlock track stingers, but no attacker was remotely close to it. He could have knifed them without them hearing it, or I mean, except with like setting on a drone that I didn't see or something. He did tick them off eventually because they did turn around and they did shut him down pretty quickly before I got a single kill. But I still feel like he was a bit too passive considering his teammates were anchoring on bomb site and that there was nothing, and I do mean nothing, to slow down the attacker's push.
Right, I think he was a little bit confused.
Probably,
I think he was a little bit, he was dumbfounded at the point that, wow, there's a gridlock, there's actually something stopping me. Like, for the first time? No, but I think he was genuinely like, shit, what do I do now? That's the best way I can sum it out. Like, what can I do at this point? But, of course, he was taken advantage of. The rest of the defense team was taken advantage of, and it gave Thirsty Bastards their first win. First round win of this game.
And they're not aware that Ceres no longer there. He was in red stairs, got the first kill, and he's now in the bathtub.
Now in the bathtub. You can go ahead. Oh no, you're on a roll. Go ahead.
All right, so that is like, we're talking about situational awareness. That's the kind of stuff that Alres is low on right now, right? They were actively expecting somebody to be there. It was, well, track stingers of course are a peace of mind, but there was also a smoke grenade at some point. That's just utility flat out wasted because there was nobody there to receive it or to be incapacitated by that. So Dio losing some health, but Wiz just getting the frag. Thing is, Langlais is right here, and he can use, you know, his positioning to flank or to create a new front, to open up a new front, actually, to divert defender's attention. But I believe somebody just dropped down. I'm surprised that Ceres is not the one. Either Dio, the other candidates are 3 armor operators, but it looks like Wiz is going to be playing. Oh, that archway is not going to allow for a kill through the floor, but yeah, Wiz would not get a kill if he was to blow it up right now. Laugh and Sai are kind of stuck here in the landing room, and yeah, they're gonna have to mount a push with very, very few resources, or, you know, pieces of good news that would encourage us, because, you know, Evil Eye, their position is known. There's a lot of barbed wire. They can't rotate too easily. 23 seconds on the clock, and they're in a 2v4 situation. I don't see how they could pull it off.
Right, they're funneling into very expected doorways, and they're just gonna get taken advantage of right here. You obviously see Malusi's toying with them at this point. 2v1 situation, Laugh is already down. It's a lost round, unfortunately. Yeah, he's gonna revive himself back up, but yeah, Dio.
Yeah, Dio was never gonna
he takes
stand.
the chance. He walks up to him and just kills him. But yeah, I think one thing that confused me out of this round was, well, I have a question to pose, I guess. What is the feasibility of Gridlock being an entry fragger? Yeah, my first I guess conception of Gridlock was that she was more of a supporting operator than anything else. I mean, she plays with her team, she secures her team's position, she is not a one armor operator in the least. I mean, she's definitely a hefty gal. I'll say that. She's a hefty gal. So why then in this situation, we see in the replay Gridlock's dead body in that doorway alone. Right. Her cold dead body. I have to wonder, why was she alone? Why was she pushing it alone, funneling into a very stereotypical doorway that was so easily shut down by very supportive team players for OnlyFans? I mean, they played aggressively, but they played aggressively when it was due. That's the biggest point of it. And so I'm confused.
To answer your question, I can only like make educated guesses onto what was going through their minds, so a definite answer is not going to be possible. Plus, yeah, if that Vulcan shield blows, the barbarian is gone for, so we might as well spread them out a little bit. So the example or the analogy I'm going to make is basically Thermite. When Thermite has used up his exothermic charges, when the walls have been opened up, he has nothing else to do but to entry frag. So, you know, Fragmite, if you've ever heard that that expression or that, you know, play on words used before, And I can only assume that Gridlock was in a similar situation. The track stingers had been used up, and at this point, you're just basically a recruit with a gun. Might as well push in, might as well try to get the kills. It of course didn't work, and you're right, she's a 3 armor operator, aka a slow operator, therefore peeking is not her strong suit. But yet again, do you want to hold an angle where there's maybe eventually one day going to be a roamer from, you know, pushing from that side? Or do you want to actively try to get map control to get that diffuser planted?
True, it just is confusing to me when there were other feasible operators up on the board. And she was the one manning the push. I don't know. Obviously, we see here an immediate, very aggressive rush from the
Too
attack.
aggressive.
Yeah, very, very aggressive rush. I mean, not even exactly aggressive. It's still 1 minute in the round, and they're taking over trophy. So I mean, not extremely, but they are putting a lot of manpower in shutting down the roam. We obviously saw that DAL was caught wrong place, wrong time. He was taken advantage of. Ultimately, Kozak, however, opens up the kill feed for the defense, takes caps off Laugh. I mean, domes him right in the head. That was a really good angle, if I do say so myself. But Bear now is going to be in the hands of the attackers. We're going to see moving down into 90. There's going to be a lot of testing power from the defense. They have a player playing up in there, Capital on low way, I think it's called. Low way. Looking into highway. He's moving around. He's making a name for himself, though. He's causing some noise.
Oh.
However, he is pressured very much, though. He will get a kill through the smoke. Not sure if that was intel or just intuition. Either way, it was huge.
The evil eye. Evil eye shoots through the smoke. That's the thing.
So yeah, intel. It's intel. Maybe a bit of both. Who knows? But Sayers gonna pick up a kill. That's actually really huge for the defense.
Yeah, because that one silhouette, I already forgot who died there. He was by the hatch. Could have been a massive threat to Wiz.
Right.
Wiz, there he is. But that's just Sarah's laying down the cover fire. He ran out of bullets eventually, but it only goes so far. Now getting refragged immediately thereafter. OnlyFans winning their 3rd round. The scores are now 3-1 actually. This map seems to be defense-sided, or this match at least is shaping up to be defense-sided, just like the one before.
Very much. Very, very much. I think, though, later in the game, the defense is going to start getting worn out, as it was in Conflict. And the attack is going to be able to take more rounds, most definitely.
Bomb has been located.
I think it was weird, though, that the only defense operator that was capped was the one that was roaming and caught, like, wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
I expected that attacking round to be so much stronger than it actually was. And I think it was for the reason that a lot of time was wasted. The attackers were bottlenecked, and they seemed a little bit confused in their push. You know, they tried giving a go at, you know, holding the long angle. They didn't really put too much resources other than maybe smokes, maybe a few drones into Castle. They didn't put any bodies on it. You know, the rappel was still very open for Castle. That would have been a great way to go.
Yeah.
And then they would have had control of the entire 90 hallway. Imagine how much power they would have held by that time. It's the little things that come to bite the attackers in the ass. They had such a great opening, and they lost it by the end.
It is interesting to realize that, because OnlyFans, I mean, they won their round due to their roamers, which is, like you just pointed out, surprising, because the opening firefight, the opening salvo, was another disaster for the roamers. But that run out, Dio getting his vengeance. Yeah, because they used a yokai drone to enable Dio to rush in face to face, but he just was turned down the barrel of 3 guns on 3 different angles at once. So you lose Jaeger and you lose a yokai drone early on. I mean, I was more worried about the yokai than the player, because I mean, you lose firefights here and there. It happens, right? But yeah, I mean, the second line of defense was just unyielding, and that really did save OnlyFans' round there. Oh, is he gonna get droned out? Yeah.
Yep, he is. He is, unfortunately. Laugh is smarter than that. And that automatically puts Dio in a worse position. In a very, very bad position. He's gonna get a lot of pressure coming his way. The first time, he was not able to hold the pressure. We're gonna have to see how it plays out this round. He does have one supporting operator, that is Wiz.
Plus the
So
Vulcan
this time
shield.
around, he's not alone. Right, he's not alone. He's got support from gadgets and from another body, which can be huge. And shutting it down at the root. Shutting Thirsty Bastards down at the root, bottlenecking them right now, which is obviously what it seems like they're doing. They're putting a lot of time and effort into shutting them down. And who knows, maybe Dio will actually get a frag.
Well, he did get one with the spawn kill, and it looks
did.
like Thirsty Bastards are out for blood. But as much as they want to get their vengeance, as much as they want to get rid of the thorn that Dio is right now, they realize he's not exactly high priority either. Granted, did you have to make sure that he doesn't like turn around and shoot you in the back? Of course. But he's not exactly holding OBJ. He's not directly above OBJ, so he's not in a position to deny a plant either. So I guess they're just going to be having a claymore, a drone, or maybe like one operator holding the angle. And the remainder of the team is going to have to push in and to try to attack. That is Ulrich getting a nice kill and Dio falling in parallel. Top floor is now entirely in Thirsty Bastard's control. 40-some seconds on the clock, but Sai is the only one on the first floor. In a sense, he will be the only one actively pushing into bomb site. That's got to be a tough sell.
It's a tough sell, but it's huge for the attack to have the top floor, even with about 30 seconds left on the clock. I mean, they already have a huge advantage right now. It's just what are they going to do with their time? 20 seconds now, obviously. It's still a 3v3. Doesn't seem like they're getting all too much done right now, other than Gridlock. Gridlock is taking that direct push in, but she does get shut down immediately.
10 seconds left.
That's the
2v2
sad part about it.
situation
Yep,
now.
she didn't know where Max was, and she obviously capitalized on that one.
Wait. Why did she...
We do see coming from behind, but it's not going to work. A 2v1 situation. Sai is going to be planting. One is down, but he gets taken out in the end from Sayers. Using the shotgun. Using the shotgun.
Yes?
I mean, it works. You know, whatever gets the job done, I guess, is the... okay.
Yeah.
No thank you to the Alda. No thank you to the Alda.
Defender
Yeah,
exposed.
that's a crazy replay though. That boss kill. That's Havana already down. That's basically a lost round for you. So, looking at the rounds actually specifically, we are at a 4-1 advantage for
15 seconds left.
defense. So, it's really funny because it is exactly the round count we had in Consulate. It was 4-1. It was actually 5-1 by the round swap. And then when the rounds flipped, it turned into a 5-5. And then it turned into a 8-7. So nothing
Defender has
can be
left
predicted at
designated
this point.
safe
It really
Defender
can't.
exposed.
Because we've seen the comeback. We've seen the comeback from each team. So I don't know. I don't know what to say right now. However, we can look into the future with the objectives
Attackers
now.
need to
We got
locate and defuse as
it.
many bombs
Okay. Alright, I see it now. Your screen was frozen for me, but we are in
Oh.
statue and trophy, I believe.
Yes, it is trophy defense again.
I've heard it been called deer, because there's a deer statue in there.
Yeah, like the deer hunting trophy.
Yeah.
Well, a few deers actually. The ones on the table, the head right there. It is technically called hunting. Let me
Hunting.
find
Yeah.
if there's somebody directly in the room so that we can use the compass. I guess Kozak's eventually gonna ODO. A trophy room. Trophy room. Yeah. So
trophy
that's
statue.
trophy. Trophy hunting. I mean, people are still gonna get what you're referring to. The other one's statues for obvious reasons. There's only 2 statues though right here. I mean, if I was rich, I would use this room for something else. It would be such a great like home cinema, home theaters setup, place, something. But
Oh,
hey,
not with the skylight in the
I mean,
middle. What?
yeah, you're right. You can use a flat screen TV instead of a projector, but we're digressing. I just feel like using the entire room to fill in 2 statues, the one in the corner, the other one in the middle, seems like a bit much. I mean, Aviator room seems to be already way better used. I guess the couch nothing
It's
is a
an
bit
art
odd.
statement, Hans. It's
Yeah.
an art statement.
I wouldn't get it. I'm just a peasant.
Yeah, most definitely are. Now Clash. Clash is gonna be used. That's a really interesting pick. Clash
Yes.
is she can be a jack of all trades, realistically. She takes a lot
Yeah.
of resources out of you, and the only way you can really deal with her is a manpower, just straight up inundating her. and she works really well with other operators. She's a great operator to have on your team if you know how to play her.
Let's just talk
Obviously.
about the intensity of those firefights. Like
Yes.
3 players on both teams going off at once right here, you know? And Wiz can just join into the fray whenever he feels like it, but he knows there's going to be another attacker somewhere. That's Laugh working on the flank right now. Yeah, Dio getting a nice kill right here. Alrez is going to lose a bit amount of health. Nothing too major. He falls down eventually. Wow. Wow, what has happened? Yes.
Just heard that. That was really funny. Wow, yeah, what has happened? It's already a 2v4 situation. Clash found her way of getting absolutely overwhelmed. She got killed in the fray. That was an unfortunate
Predictable,
gunfight
though?
for
Like,
her. Yeah, it was
rushing alone?
predictable. Yeah,
Yeah.
she did rush right into art gallery. That was unfortunate for her. She should not have taken that positioning, but she did it anyways, and look what happened, right? I mean, she'll learn, but point is that, oh my gosh, and it's a 2v3. Automatically, that was an unfortunate position for him to be droning in. He obviously didn't know that the Legion was there, otherwise he wouldn't be droning. But then again, 2v3 situation. However, we do know where the Legion is now, and he gets refragged in the process. So that's already a 1v3 situation. Now,
He does
this
know he's
actually
down.
might be a round
They don't realize.
Thirsty Bastards can win. Or not.
Because, like,
2v2.
players don't have the points on screen, right? When they down somebody or wallbang something.
They
So look
technically
at
do
this.
not.
A 1v1 situation we did
Oh
not see
my.
coming. I at least didn't see coming.
I didn't
Like
see
right
it
here.
coming either.
He's concussed, pushing 19 seconds. It is likely going to be a deathmatch situation because, of course, you're not going to get the diffuser planted. Last one is Echo for crying out loud. But he's just pulling back, playing for time, and that rotation was on point. Sai almost seems like he forgot about that opening. Look at
Yeah,
that.
because he didn't. He knew where he was because of the gunfire from the MP5. Not K. It's just the MP5
SD.
regular, isn't it? Or SD?
SD. Yeah, because the silencer is like embedded into the gun. You can't take it off, so it's a different variant.
MP5 SD. Alright. Point is, though, that as that shot went off, it revealed the position of Echo.
Yeah.
Ash, however, was not. She was very pressured. She could not deal with the gunfight. She was not ready for the gunfight, and so even if she were to pre-fire that specific spot, she most likely would not have gotten Echo from a multitude of reasons that we don't have time to explain. Point is, she did not win out the gunfight in a 1v1 clutch situation. I mean, it's one or the other, right? It's always a 50-50 chance, and this time ended up being that OnlyFans won it, so it already puts us at a 5-1 scoreline, which is very advantageous for OnlyFans. They already have 1 point going into this, these attack rounds for them.
Yeah.
They have, or meaning 1 point they have going into this entire game. So if they get another point, it's going to be a 2-0 win for them, which will be absolutely. It'll be an upset, to say the least. It obviously seems like the fans wanted Thirsty Bastards to win. Them being, I believe, the underdogs in the situation, right? Because we know that OnlyFans is a team that is defending their title.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
previous
absolutely.
winners.
But to be honest, I was surprised that Thirsty Bastards ended up being tied for first place at all. Like, for example, the other big ticket names that we have, 15%, they're on the other brackets, so we didn't even mention them tonight because, I mean, they're not exactly competing for the same playoff spots. Then Mishmash Gaming, like, they have a hugely, immensely superior reputation, or bigger reputation than Thirsty Bastards. OnlyFans, of course, like you said, are defending their title. So I didn't see that situation coming, and it's the kind of surprises that makes the games so much more enjoyable. But let's talk about this round. So it is really a deja vu vibes I'm getting because, of course, 5-1 scoreline, 5-1 split. By the time of the role swap, it's what we saw on Consulate as well. OnlyFans attacking now, they are going to be having different play styles, different habits compared to Thirsty Bastards because, of course, they're not Thirsty Bastards. And one easy example of that is going to be, if you look at the attackers, I was going to say Kali, Dokkaebi, and Lion. So those quote-unquote toxic operators that can really easily and in a cheap way, in a sense, figure out where you are. And that can shut down the roamers because... Ooh, Sai getting a nice kill there. We had a few roaming silhouettes on the bottom floor. It looks like he still has found his way back up to the top floor, so or in the stairs at the very least. But yeah, a lot of, I want to say, anti-roam operators, for example, right here, Bristow can hardly roam when the phone is buzzing, but no results are being produced out of those, you know, Tokubi calls, line drones. And thing is, you don't have hard breachers, you don't have flank watch or support operators. By having like this very narrow, objective-oriented playstyle, you are lacking out on a few different other pieces of utility that might be very important.
You saw that the 5th player from OnlyFans.
Also, yeah.
Yeah, he left, unfortunately. I'm not sure if that was a rage quit or if it was connection issues, but either way, it's a 4v5 at this point. It was a 4v5 even before he left. So, I guess we'll just have to see how that one plays out. But it is an interesting point that you bring up. It seems like they wanted to give a very, very quick and hard start to their attacking rounds. I mean, Sares and Max are utilizing those quote-unquote toxic operators, and they're using them so well at this point. I mean, they're using it to do the plant. However, the defense is going to respond. That's a 2v2 situation. Wow, and I'm surprised Castle did not get down from that engagement, but Mozzie's going to get down instead at 2v1 already with the attack in advantage, and the UMP will not prove to be effective at this range. And so for that, Castle goes down. That's an attack round for the team that wanted to utilize Doke and Lion. Being OnlyFans, yep, OnlyFans.
Which
That's
is,
crazy.
in a sense, surprising. Yeah, because the map is like crazy defense-sided as far as the first half of the release was concerned. And therefore, OnlyFans already having won their 1 point attack, already at the very least equalizing Thirsty Bastards' attacking performances. It is a match point situation, 6-1. I know it being defense-sided should help Thirsty Bastards mount a comeback. But in a sense, I don't feel like they have much of a momentum going right now. I mean, they won a great many deal of rounds on Consulate, but then OnlyFans started winning their rounds when they defended. And then OnlyFans defended first on this map. So in a sense, they have like a 10 to 12 rounds momentum going that kind of did get caught off during or in between the two maps. I get that. But on the other hand, it's been a really long time since Thirsty Bastards won rounds consistently. And that's got to be worrying if you're a Thirsty Bastards supporter. Like, most of the chat seems to be referring to the community votes.
Most definitely. Whew. Wow. Blackbeard's gonna be used as well. Seems like Sares and Max are really getting at it with these operators. Blackbeard is an interesting one. He's the one that gets me mad every time I play in ranked. I hate playing against a Blackbeard. So I can't imagine how it's going to be like for Thirsty Bastards. Them being, you know, brought down, mentally drained, absolutely exhausted. And then on top of that, boom, shield in your face.
Blackbeard, yeah.
Blackbeard.
The only thing that could be worse is a Finka boosted blitz, I think.
Yeah, or like a Monty.
Yeah.
Monty would be absolutely just demoralizing, to say the least. Already on south side of the building, get a very decisive entry coming from Stairs and Dio. This is gonna force Jaeger to most definitely either be pressured. It's a fight or flight type of thing. He's either going to have to be pressured to move away, or he's going to have to fight. It seems like he's fighting, and he picks up one. That's Dio off the board. That is your huge entry operator. However, you still do have multiple other people up on the board that he's going to have to fight. You see Sarah's creeping in to the bar from Vault. We don't know if Jaeger sees that. I don't think he understands that. He understands one of them, but he immediately gets refragged. That's still 2 players off of the board for the attack team. Puts him at an inherited disadvantage. Zofia and Ash, big entry fraggers. Big. That still leaves us with Blackbeard GMR, though. Oh my gosh, and it's Blackbeard going down already at 2v4. Castle pulls out a shotgun in close range. Is he going to win it? He's not going to win the engagement. 2v3. The chaos is building right now. 2v2 with Max gets the double kill from Red Stairs. Oh my word, Kozak and Max.
Yeah, so one thing is
battle.
Yeah, one thing is for damn sure. OnlyFans, they did have the upper hand, but it is slipping right now. And there you have it. Aldrez was expecting Max, and he was ready. Thirsty Bastards Gaming are thus showing us that they're not going to go down without a fight. At the very least, they did have a rough defensive start, and things are definitely not looking too great for them. After all, they still have a 4 rounds deficit, but it is not going to prevent them from at the very least making an attempt and not go quietly into the night, to put it that way.
So this shuts down
OnlyFans
the
momentum.
Yeah, it shuts it down for them entirely. They're still gonna keep the same mindset though, which is hit them hard and fast. Lion and Blackbeard. It seems like it worked the first time around. They might have had a little bit of a deficit the second time, being that Jaeger fought back. But who knows? They're gonna be in a different room this time, Aviator game. So that Jaeger opposition is gonna be completely different. If he roams, he's gonna have to either roam in statue, trophy, master, whatever it may be. And you might have to play the patient game. You might have to play the waiting game. So, you cannot really predict what's gonna happen this round. The first time
Absolutely
that
not,
Thirsty Bastards tried their hand at this round, or at this site, it did not go well. The second time is gonna be a little bit differently. They have a vigil. I'm not sure if they had a vigil the first time around, but it just kind of stands out to me. You can tell that side's gonna be a big roaming factor in this.
Yep, absolutely.
They have a Mozzie, we got a Smoke. I mean, a lot of usual suspects, so nothing too out of the ordinary.
5 seconds left.
I find more of an interesting composition in the attack more than anything else. We see an ace now being played, so they still have they're putting some importance on, getting actual objectives done rather than playing this out as a team deathmatch. But I don't know. I mean, it could go either way. I'm on the edge of my seat, biting my nails, watching.
I hope not literally, because, yeah. We still want to hear your voice, and having, a finger stuck in the mouth, that's not good. But I do get what you mean. You cannot, predict accurately the outcome of the round based on any rational factors that we're seeing. A simple double kill, Lucky Wallbang, can change the entirety of the round, and there's no way of predicting how they're going to play. For example, Max is playing drastically different than he was last time around. Sarah's with Blackbeard. He was using the SR25, the DMR, this time back to the good old MK17. So, of course, that's going to give him a bit more of a close quarter firepower or staying power, whereas before he was more of a anchoring operator. Alres, or even, Psy being on Vigil, that's a new addition to the team. And it looks like they were half not expecting him, half caught off guard, but Max still managed to come out there on top, and 90 Hallways is now under attacker control, but the timing here is just off. Dio, though, is going to be attempting, that Nitro's only gonna get a kill. Dio, just keep on pushing. Yeah, there you go. He was right by the doorway, gets one, gets shut down immediately after. Control over bomb side is still very strong for the defensive side, but it is being eroded down slowly but surely. Sign Ultra's being down, it's a 3v4. That's a Nitro Cell not getting a kill. Huge piece of utility being used and lost. He is going to get drowned. He's now open to a pre-fire, basically. And it's not the only angle that's being held, right? So Ceres is also probing from 90. That angle right here is going to be safe for a few more seconds thanks to the smoke, but it's not going to last forever. 2v4, that is now looking very good for OnlyFans.
Most definitely. The plant is going to be going down at this point, coming from Aviator. A lot of angles are going to be held from the defenders, or from the attacker's standpoint, which means they have a even better control on this site than previously thought. It's a 4v1 situation. Basically, all is lost, and I am correct in that assumption. OnlyFans is going to win round 9, shutting down the game, and ultimately are scoring. So they have won this best of 3.
Dio 3.4.3.4. Yeah, that was not needed. But I gotta say, I can't imagine why Thirsty Bastards would be salty right now, because Max is, topping the leaderboard there. And yeah, they already left. I see how they may have been a bit ticked off near the end. It was a big round. It was a big game all around. That match Barn burner. I don't know about you. I felt myself getting tired a little bit. You know, it is after all almost 10:30, and I've been somewhat sleep deprived in the last few days. So my personal energy went down. Yours maybe may have gone down a little bit as well. But all around, it was good performances. I think for both of us, since we hadn't been casting together since 6 months ago, and the match was of similar proportions. Let's just put it that way.
Most definitely. I think at the end though, it got a little bit predictable. It's 7-2 scoreline. I mean, it can't really get much easier than that for the one team. Like, I don't know. I think that the last match there were so many unknowns walking into it. I mean, there's still a lot of unknowns even at the end for OnlyFans versus
Sorry.
Thirsty Bastards. But I don't know. It's
Yes.
it was a long game. It was most definitely a long game.
I sensed your hesitation when I said, "Hey, it was Mapman not doing what I was supposed to do, giving the point to Thirsty Bastards." So I gotta say one thing: 89% vote for Thirsty Bastards, and yet OnlyFans will be winning it out, and OnlyFans will definitely be the first team, to go into the playoffs. The only other teams that were a real threat to them have been defeated. I'm talking about tonight, Thirsty Bastards Gaming and Mishmash. That was on week 1, by the way. Like, we had a crazy big kick to the season and an amazing match to end it as well. Or not exactly end it, since there's another week to go into the main season, and then playoffs are going to be starting off. So all around, congratulations. I'm receiving Discord messages. Yes, and it was Sarah's from the OnlyFans team asking if we were doing an interview. I do tend to conduct one, so I guess he is going to be joining us in a group call eventually if he says he is interested in being the interviewee for the night.
Excited for that one.
So it looks like they actually want to conduct the interview as a team, not having the one just jump into the call alone. So I guess we're going to be going into a voice channel on the Discord server. You're still in the Discord server, aren't you?
I believe so.
If not, let me just send you
I took off a
link.
lot of my servers, so.
So here's a link. If I guess you're not gonna have to use it as an invite to get into the server, but to find the channel proper. So I'll be jumping into that channel, and therefore our mics will be cut off for the short time it's gonna take you to join back in. See you soon.
Yeah.
That was pretty much instant.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I am in your Discord server. I actually have a question for him myself.
Yes. So Saris is here. Hey, Saris.
Sup?
Yeah, you went into the AFK channel. I moved you. I hope it wasn't a mistake, or I hope you weren't like waiting for your team or anything.
I mean, I guess they'll join. I'll DM them to join.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sup.
Okay. Yeah. So I see that also like a few players are already uploading MOS files. That is amazing. Thank you for posting them on your own. And everybody has joined in the meantime. That is amazing. So congratulations for your victory. That was not a match you could take for granted, wasn't it? Because Thirsty Bastards were the only other team that could reasonably be a threat to you guys, and by winning here, plus that victory against Mishmash Gaming in the beginning of the season, you're now definitely going to be seated first as far as your group is concerned.
Cool.
Well, except if anything crazy was to pop up.
Well, they were a threat too. Like, if you look at the community vote, people were
Yes.
more like rooting
Yes.
for them than us.
Yes, that was something.
89
Indeed.
We were
to
definitely shaky on the
11%.
first
Yeah.
map, so I mean, it was to be expected since we were shaky, I guess. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, we definitely didn't throw the vote by just creating new account.
If
Yeah,
it was not for
Oh
Kakino,
wait,
we
are you
would-
sarcastic? Were you voting against your own team?
What? Why would we do that?
Of course not.
of course you're
Okay.
retarded.
Okay, I guess that explains something. So yeah, the game, both maps were really heavily favoring the defense. I mean, you saw that, of course, right? You losing a lot of points at the beginning, and then on the second, ever since you started attacking, things went your way. But then you also had the defensive side on Villa as well, and at that point you had won like 6 to 7 rounds on Consulates, then another 5 on Villa. Your momentum must have been pretty good going into the attack side on Villa. Is that why you think you were able to win without having to go through too many offense failures, or is there anything else that was a factor at play?
I mean, I don't know, we weren't trolling on Consulate, but like we were definitely not playing at the level we should be. We had to.
Okay.
I didn't play all day. I think that was the case for most of us. We were not
we had
expecting
3
to play.
subs too.
Yeah, playing with 3 substitutes.
Yeah, so we
Wow.
play on Consulate, which is really like a heavy strat map. Like you have to be coordinated to do stuff. So
Yes.
I think that's why like defense was favored. But I think on Villa, when we came to attack, we all knew how to play it. It's not that much of a strat heavy map, especially for attacks. Like it's pretty standard. So we were able to do it on even though we never played the 5 of us.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and like individual skills and defense is really more like prominent than in attack, because in attack you need to coordinate your push and your crossfires and stuff. But we really saw like in defense us coming back because we could do more solo plays. You saw like Cyrus just popping off in the defense, like going
We
having
did
really
see
good
that.
flanks, paying off like the bad nomads, and just like it made us on site like me playing so much passive and just holding
I don't know
nothing
who
because
they're
I just
I don't know who their nomad was, but this guy's trolling.
And
Like,
honestly, I'm pretty sure you said that it was defense sided the all
Yeah.
of the game, but if we had started in the offense on Villa, I'm pretty sure we had won 7-1, 2. Like
It would have been the same result.
yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, so I gotta say, I mean, as far as Constate go, it is crazy defense sided. I don't think anybody is disputing that. But you're right that Villa is a bit more balanced, so I guess it was defense sided because you started defending. So let me just ask you another question in that case. And you did answer it in part in the previous responses, but Consulate is a map which is very strat heavy, and yet Thirsty Bastards, which I'm gonna assume were better coordinated, since I mean Sarah said you didn't play as good as you could have. You were like you had a lot of fill-in players, a lot of substitute players is the word I was looking for. So why was it so even-sided when on the second map you were able to beat them with a heavy margin?
Well, we used the rule 3.4.3.4, and we substitute Max for the original player Max. Kakinu. We substitute Kakinu for Max, so
Okay.
that helped a lot, like building a chemistry between Sarius and Zio.
Okay, so they know each other a bit better.
Well,
to be
they're
fair
all on the main
to
roster.
I mean, we had a really good momentum back in Villa, so like we came back from like a really heavy from a comeback in Consulate, and going into Villa, we're like, okay, I mean, we can do it, easy, right? So we just it do be like that sometimes,
I also want to add, we never played Consulate. I mean,
Okay.
I don't think that's an excuse, because like we play rank and shit like that. But
Because Cyrus is bad.
I was like rushed by like I needed to find subs, so I was just rushed, and then I opened the map ban, and I didn't look if it was a ban or a pick, and I just clicked on Consulate. But just
Because I started the map ban and Cyrus continued it, so he didn't know I
Oh, so
started
he
it.
thought he was banning
Yeah,
it.
he thought he was
Okay,
banning, but
okay,
he
so-
was choosing.
Then, in that instance, you probably told him, but I have to share a funny story, Sarah's. Dio banned Consulate first, and then he says, oh, I misclicked. Can we start over? And then you go ahead and you pick the map that he wasn't, that you were quote unquote not supposed to ban, thinking you were banning it, right? So
Yeah.
hey, funny stars. By the way, also, Giraffer, if you want to interject a question here or there, absolutely feel free.
No, I think my question was
all right.
answered.
I will keep on going in that case. My question to you was, how did it affect you to like jump in stressed and, you know, unaware that you were playing basically 5 minutes ago?
I wouldn't say there was stress. I just say we weren't very motivated to play, like for the
Okay.
first couple of rounds. The more the game went on, the more we were like into it. But like, you know, I was just downloading Apex, ready to go grind with a guy I haven't played with since a long time. I don't know. I wasn't ready to play that game, and I think it's the same shit for.
Well,
Gotcha.
I can speak for myself, and I was really stressed because it's the first time I've ever played comp. So,
I mean, you did good for a first game. You did pretty good, honestly. So
Yeah,
props.
gotta say. Yeah, I couldn't have realized, or I wouldn't have sensed that you, well, basically, I'm going to call you a rank star in that instance, if you never played competitive, but you obviously have a certain
I
level.
would have called in a rank trash can, but okay.
Okay.
so that's fair too.
All right, so road to plastic 5, I guess. But other than that, yeah, I mean, as a team, you did great. So it's the sum of the parts, right? And I don't feel like anybody was a dead weight on the team on either side, for what it's worth. So yeah, I mean, I guess on defense, Sarah's definitely had his moments, especially on the first map, you know, with that Melusi roam at the end of the round. Good patience, you know, good time planning, time management, all that good stuff. And that worked out pretty well. But yeah, I think I'm pretty much at the end of the questions I had for you guys. So I would just like to extend to you my latest congratulations. I know I'm repeating myself, but I mean, right off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you which team you're playing next week. But I mean, the big names you've defeated so far. So I would be extremely surprised if you were to lose your upcoming match. Yep.
I have a question. So we have defeated ourselves?
Yeah, you don't defeat yourselves.
Nice.
I mean, if you want to like have a civil war thing going, have fun. But you get what I mean, right? The big names that are expected to, or that actually did rise near the top of the leaderboards, you won against them, right? So I don't know who your next opponent is going to be, but I really do suspect that you are going to win that match as well, which would give you a flawless track record for the main season. And that is, didn't you have a perfect track record on the last season as well, or no? It was
No.
mishmash. Like you
No,
lost
we were
to Mishmash.
trolling against HA.
We weren't trolling it, but yeah, we lost a couple of matches. I think we lost once against HA, and we lost. No, we lost
Yeah,
once
2 against HA and 1 against Mishmash.
Yeah. Okay, so it wasn't you guys.
But
Yeah,
it's
maybe
fine.
Hostile
It
Actions
gave
didn't
them
win a
some-
single round, but
It gives them some overconfidence.
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
So
I guess
we can clap them
the
in
main season,
playoffs.
as long as you make it to the playoffs, I guess the main season doesn't matter too much. Just like you showed us
Oh, it
last
does
season,
matter.
right?
It does matter, because the reason I wanted to join the league was to face NTNS. And
Oh, really?
if we actually lost that match with the wrong comp, we probably would have been second, and and they're probably gonna finish second too. So we would have been in the same group.
I see what
So
you mean.
we have to win if to face NTNS, you know.
So got it. But that's like a pretty specific reason. What I was going to get at is the fact that last season you didn't have a perfect track record, but you did end up winning it. Whereas this season you do have the perfect track record, but I mean the trophy isn't yet yours. So hey, time will tell.
I'm in the team now, so it should be yours. It should be yours. 100%.
I guess there's going to be a correlation there. And Kenny in chat saying GG's the OnlyFans. This is going to be a good VOD for us. It is going to be.
Yeah. Well, if it's a good boss with 3 subs, I guess.
Yeah,
You know,
a few subs. So just to put Kenny into context here, because I assume you just came into chat. They thought they were playing tomorrow, like miscommunication between the team captain who scheduled the match
Who's
and
dumb?
then who's dumb.
It's me,
Okay,
it's myself, I'm dumb.
So yeah, Dio thought it was tomorrow and it happened to be today, and I pull up the screenshot. Hey, you guys agreed to play today, like now or free win for the other team. So they got a few subs together. It's not how they usually play, in the sense that it's not their usual team composition. But if today's victory is anything to go by, I guess it might not be entirely unreasonable to not expect to see those names play for OnlyFans again in the future. But that is nothing to do with my personal either wishes, beliefs, or opinions. It is entirely in you guys' hands whether that is going to happen or not. With that being said, I think we're reaching the end of the interview. Like, I don't have any more questions that pop into my mind. And yeah, Giraffe, last chance if you had another question that you thought of while we were talking.
Yeah, you should ban Echo because I'll win everything, dude. Just ban it.
I mean, I didn't really have anything else to say. I had really a comment though, Sarah's. You are the most patient player I have ever seen. You literally are amazing.
Wait, who?
You just you won your fight.
Sarah's.
Oh, Sarah. Yeah, Sarah's is
Sarah's, right?
Yeah. However you want.
Cyrus, amazing.
All right. So,
amazing, outstanding, graceful, the best player.
So yeah, thank you all for having been here tonight. I think we're going to be cutting it short here, because of course you have earned your victory. And we will actually be not cutting off the stream because there's like two things I want to, two big ticket items I still want to take care of before we end the stream. Item 1. Oh, did you not spam that DO5 15 times? Let me just enter the score. So it was 8-7 for the first map, crazy close, and the other one was a 7-2. You said, right? So with that being done, I can basically generate the next round of the playoffs, or of the main season. Wow, words are hard. Yeah, Jeffrey, just to put you into context, a small quirk of Gilded is that you can't see the entire bracket at once. You can only generate the next next round when the previous one has been fully filled in. Oh, and actually, OnlyFans, you are going to be heading into the playoffs as an undefeated team, as your next team is Surf Esports, the team that disbanded. So you're getting a free win out of that. So see you in the playoffs is all I gotta say, basically. You know what? I will just jump into that scene to make it easier for the chat to see, because I guess, like, for example, Kenny will want to know who you're playing against next week, though it was obvious you're going to be playing against Thirsty Bastards. Let me just... Why is it still pending?
Can I add something? Well,
yes, go ahead.
Pending? I hope Euler's sleeping well, because we made him wait a lot. So I just hope he's not tired tomorrow.
Yeah, for his...
like, we're sorry, we had, like, kind of some issues with time management and game management, but, like...
Oh, because he's working tomorrow, right?
Yeah, but I hope he has some good sleeps, and...
Okay. Yeah.
He had fun playing.
Can I sub our def ban for 2 attacks? Yeah, Kenny, I don't think that's how it works. The other game that is not going to be happening is Broker Crew against the Rank Stars, because the Rank Stars have, of course, been banned from for cheating. Just a quick reminder as far as like what the punishment was. The cheaters themselves are banned for 2 years, but the other teammates are welcome to join in again next season. Because I personally believe it was like the one player. I mean, he even admitted on Twitter, was like, hey, I want to try. Lola was trying to get free bread. So a few members from the Rank Stars may join again next season, but the cheaters themselves, the players that were using cheats, will not be anywhere near us anytime soon. So that is it for Group B rather, and the last match of Group A is still underway. I'm going to post like the message of, hey, your default time is this and that soon. After the stream, no point in me doing it on air. And the last match of Group A that prevents us from generating the next round is actually on the way right now on a community channel. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like close the stream properly, but then I am going to be hosting that community channel instead of just regularly going offline. So I guess now might be as good a time as any for me to do that. Thank you all for having been here tonight. I hope you enjoyed the match. It was a heck of a barn burner. 1 or 2 of these rounds could actually end up like in a like highlights, best of moments from this season, because we had a few crazy rounds. That is for damn sure. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed it as well. See you again next week, OnlyFans, and also the other team. Thirsty Bastards Gaming. Thirsty Bastards against Mishmash. That's going to be interesting. No, OnlyFans, we're not seeing you against next week. LF4 against Polar Pandas. I believe this is going to be a fairly balanced match, to be honest. And with that being said, have an amazing rest of the night. See you soon. And last thing is, the other channel is being casted in French. So if you just want to watch the game, watch the game. If you speak French, the more the merrier. But yeah, have an amazing rest of the night, and see you again next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Operators have recovered